connected to iPhone.
We have two extraordinary comedians on the show tonight. George Carlin was the first one on the gate, so we'll start with him. George is going to be appearing June 5th at the Painters Mill Theater in Owings Mill, Maryland. The 6th of June, he'll be at the Oakdale Theater in Wallingford, Connecticut. And the 7th of June at the Auditorium Theater in Rochester, New York. Would you welcome, please, George Carlin.
Hi. How you doing? Okay, I guess, huh? Yeah, feel nice. That's good. I don't have any opening announcements tonight, so I'll go right into my routine. I had kind of an interesting morning. This morning I ate at the usual place, the Restaurant for the Unclean. I had been eating over at the International House of Salt and Pepper, but don't like the selection. I noticed something this morning that had escaped me. There are people who like Raisin Bran without the raisins. And if you are one of these people, you know that in order to have it that way, you have to clean the Raisin Bran. That's right. You have to take either a desk drawer or the top of a shoebox is so good. The top of the shoebox, you have to put the Raisin Bran on the top and sort of jiggle it and roll those raisins out of there. Roll those raisins right out of there. Yeah. Of course, that's street Raisin Bran I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about the cents, which is so hard to get and you don't have to clean anyway. So it's been, like I say, an interesting morning. Let me mention one other thing about breakfast foods, as long as I'm on the subject. Don't often get on that subject with the public. What wine goes with Freakies? I have trouble selecting a wine in the morning. Usually what I'll do, if I can't decide at all, I'll just smoke a bong full of Fruit Loops and let it go at that. Just get back in bed and watch the morning movie. Why am I talking like that? Morning movie? Well, I guess I'm just in training, you know? I had an interesting morning. I say I'm going to be coming back to this theme quite a bit. I call it interesting for a good reason. You see, I don't have a nice day anymore. Frankly, I don't bother with them. I feel as if I'm sort of beyond the nice day now. I feel as though I've had my share. Why not let someone else have a few? Why should I be hogging all the really nice ones? Of course, people still want me to have one. Everybody wants me to have one. Have a nice day. So, yeah. Would you give me my change, please, lady? Some of them were very insistent. I said, have a nice day. All right, okay, all right. That's the trouble with have a nice day. It puts all the pressure on you. Now you've got to go out and somehow manage to have a good time. All because of some loose-lipped cashier. Have a nice day. Maybe I don't feel like having a nice day. Maybe, just maybe, I've had 52 nice days in a row. By God, I'm ready for a rotten day. Wish me a rotten day now and then. No one ever does that, and they're easy to have, too. Sometimes all you have to do is get up, you know. Have a rotten day, George. Thank you. To your lovely wife as well, sir. I think it's the word nice that bothers me. Nice. It's a flabby word. Doesn't give you a lot of information, does it? Nice. Isn't he nice? Oh, he is so nice. He is really nice. And you know, she's nice too. Yes, and he is so nice to her. Isn't that nice? I just don't care for the word. It's like fine, you know. How are you? Fine. Nobody is fine. Spaghetti is fine. How's your spaghetti? Fine. That makes a lot more sense to me. Some guys are great. You ever meet guys who are great? How are you? Great. Isn't this great? God, that's great. Look, they're going to kill that guy. Isn't that great? That's right. I've checked myself out. I'm not nice. I'm not fine. I'm not great. People ask me how I am. I say I'm fairly decent. Don't give them any superlatives, you know. Nothing to gossip about. I say I'm relatively okay. If I'm in a particularly jaunty mood, I'll tell them I'm not doing well. Thank you.
This is
That really gets them mad because
this is an old Johnny Carson show from 1981. The year I was born. That shit's 37 years ago. And Johnny Carson had George Carlin and Richard Pryor on his show. Two of my favorite comedians of all time. I think they're probably two of the greatest comedians ever. Richard Pryor, George Carlin. I mean, like, they set the groundwork for almost every comedian to come behind them. And so, like, my current generation favorite comics and who remind me a lot of Richard Pryor and George Carlin. Now it's Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr, and like, because Dave Chappelle reminds me of like a young Richard Pryor, and Bill Burr kind of reminds me of a young George Carlin.
Because they have to figure that one out for themselves. Occasionally I'll look them right in the eye and say, I'm moderately neato. Then, of course, they have to ask their children how I am. So I think you'll admit that was kind of interesting, huh? And it was a hell of a nice morning for me. Excuse me a second here. I have a little personal business. Pardon me, I do have a little desk out here tonight, sort of. This is my office, after all, when I'm here. There's my desk, which actually is just a little place for my stuff. When you think about it, that's all. I just wanted to put some things there. You have to have a little place for your stuff, you know? Don't you? That's why they have glove compartments and pockets and drawers on a desk. You gotta have a place for your stuff. That's all you need in life, a place for your stuff. That's all your house is when you think about it. It's just a place for your stuff. I'll tell you this, if you didn't have so much stuff, you wouldn't need a house. A house is just a place to keep your stuff while you go out and get more stuff.
Carlin is the man, yo. George, I love George Carlin. He was one of the most
no room for your stuff. You got to get a bigger place. That's all a house is a big pile of stuff. Everybody's got a little pile of stuff. Everybody got a pile of stuff, and you lock your stuff up when you...
That's what my homeboy, I don't think he ever heard this skit right here. I've heard this one before. Not on this show, but he's done this on the stand-up. And my homeboy's like, shit, a house ain't nothing but a box. That's all your house is, man, a box. I just want me a big-ass box. I want my box to be the biggest box. And it's basically the same thing Carlin's saying. It's just a place to keep your stuff at. A big-ass box for you to put your shit when you're not around. I just hope to a house ain't nothing but a box. But I want me a big-ass box.
room for your stuff. You got to get a bigger place, because that's all a house is a big pile of stuff. Everybody's got a little pile of stuff. Everybody got a pile of stuff, and you lock your stuff up when you leave. You got to lock your stuff, huh? Somebody might come along and take some of your stuff. And they always take the good stuff. You know, they never bother with all that trash you're saving. Do you ever notice when you go to somebody else's house that you don't quite feel at ease? You know why? No room for your stuff.
No room for your
Somebody else's stuff is all over the place. No wonder you feel dumb there. You go to somebody's house and you're not expecting to stay overnight. You know that situation? Just going over for dinner. Have a little cocoa and gin or something, whatever your style. Just a little something for the evening, but you're not supposed to stay over, but then the bridge is washed out and you do. They give you a little bedroom that they haven't used in years. You know, in fact, someone died in it 11 years ago. And they haven't moved any of his stuff. Or any kind of little bedroom they give you, there's always a little dresser right next to the bed, and there's never any room for your stuff. Why? Somebody else's crap is all over the top of the dresser. Have you noticed that their stuff is crap and your crap is stuff? You say, get that crap out of my way and let me put my stuff down. Now, sometimes when you go on vacation, you got to bring some of your stuff with you. You can't bring all of your stuff. You bring just the stuff you know you're going to need for 2 weeks, about 2 weeks worth of stuff. And you go over to the big hotel in Honolulu, you're going to be there for 2 weeks, and you open up your stuff and you start putting your stuff out because you got to have some stuff. You don't feel so good because you're half a world from home, but here's your stuff, so everything must be okay. Just putting your stuff there. And you start to feel all right after a day and a half. That's when your friend from Maui calls up. Says, why don't you come over and spend the weekend over here? I say, wow. Now what do I pack? Right, you got to pack an even smaller version of your stuff, the third version of your house. Just enough stuff for a weekend on Maui. You get over there and you put up your stuff, a little Visine, you put it on the windowsill, whatever you have, you put your stuff up and you start to feel okay. It takes about an hour and a half. You know you're extended now. Supply lines are getting longer and harder to maintain. You've got stuff here, stuff there, and stuff way back there.
I don't know what this shit called,
but it's okay after about an hour. That's when your friend says, hey, I think tonight we'll go to the other side of the island and spend the night at my friend's house. Wow. Now what do you bring? Just whatever's in your hand.
I can smell
I figured that out myself. I'll close here by just one observation that I made driving over here. Have you noticed that most of the women who are against abortion are women that you wouldn't want to get pregnant in the first place, man?
Hey, that was good stuff. Good stuff. We'll be back with some more stuff in just a minute. Lots of stuff.
This is what I use in the bathroom sometimes. If I'm taking a shit and I want to smoke in the bathroom. In case my girl comes in there, she's not like,
why
in the bathroom smelling.
It's all comes out of truth. And when you were talking about phrases like "have a nice day," I was thinking if you said that, we.
Gotta keep calm in this bitch. Motherfuckers. You better be lucky I'm on the clock. What? Woosah. I need this job, bitch. Don't start with me. Motherfuckers gonna try my patience. See, I wouldn't be able to, can't do shit like that now. Alright, there has to be a real version of this. Why don't we have this yet? Like some kind of device or contraption that eliminates smoke or changes the smell of smoke or captures the smoke when you're smoking. Hmm. Yeah, there should be something like that has like a charcoal filter or something that you can blow the smoke through. Cause like right now, like this is basically the only room I smoke in. So if I smoke anywhere else in the house, I don't know. I just don't really like smoking anywhere else in the house my damn self because it makes the house smell like smoke. So, but if we had some kind of device that would allow us to smoke in any room without making the room smell like smoke, I gotta hit the drawing board on that. Come up with this, but better some kind of way. Even if it has a motor or something on it that draws the smoke in, and I don't know, filters, like I don't know, some kind of filter on it or something. But these are dryer sheets. Everybody knows that, right? That's a dryer sheet. You blow the smoke through here and blow it through the dryer sheet, and then it smells like potpourri. Hmm. Yeah. KGB. That's what's up. Oh, you know that. Take one of them shits. Yeah, stuff that shit in the vent. Like, damn, it smells. Is somebody doing laundry in here? It smells so fresh, like springtime. Like, nah, it's the. Yo, KGB, I'm about to work today. I'm going to work on a significant portion of this painting. Uh, I'm going to start applying some lighter colors to the dark circles here. So once I do that, it is going to dramatically change just because that's still the darkest places on the canvas. Here are some of the designs on her shirt and this beaded necklace that she's wearing. I actually worked on um, the amulet that's around the necklace a little bit earlier this morning, and just working on some more of the decorative details. But that yellow, once I start applying the colors for that yellow, it's gonna be badass. It's gonna be fucking bomb, son. Oh shit. I still got a lot of work to do right here on these arm bracelets. And yeah, I have the colors on there. So I might start out by putting another layer of paint on these arm bracelets and then go to the dress. And once I apply a layer of paint to these circles here, this entire canvas, well, the circles in the arm bracelets, then the entire canvas will have 2 layers of paint. Now, normally I do anywhere from 3 to 4 layers of paint. So even right now, uh, the colors that you see, more than likely this whole canvas will be painted over again. So this is not the final step. It's, I say it's almost halfway done. And so the dress has a lot of bright yellows on it, but I'm going to start out with some browns and some darker yellows to lay down the next foundation layer for these circles. And like I said, that'll take maybe another 2 or 3 layers before I get the yellows to be as bright and have as much contrast as you see in the photograph. Because that yellow is like bang, bitch. It's like bow. Boom, boom. Those yellows are so bright and so pretty, and they really stand out, and they draw your attention to those details on that dress. Like it really pulls your eye right to that yellow. So it's oh yeah, I know it's still fire, but this shit, just wait till it's done. I can already see like there's a little more details in the headdress. That purple braid, that decorative braid that she's wearing, I still have to do a lot of work on that because it has these silver clamps on it, and right behind the earring you can see another silver clamp that's actually attached to that decorative braid. The earrings have tons of highlights. That beaded necklace, oh my god, that shit is gonna be complicated but fun when I start painting that. And like I said, you can see where this amulet that she's wearing, I started adding some of the details to the outside of that amulet. Oh, and I need to do her rings, put another layer of paint on the rings. So really deep into this project, but really far from the end of it. So here's some up close of what I did with that amulet. You know, just a couple dozen dots going around that thing. Yeah, but this is going to be a really nice project when it's done. I already see that.
We use many of those phrases, like you meet somebody. Did you ever walk into a building, you work in a building like people say work at NBC, and you see the person the first time?
Mm-hmm.
You say good morning or hello or how are you? Now you inevitably run into them again in the hall.
Right. Yeah.
And you say hello again, or do you not say hello?
So are you still okay?
Yeah. They start with things. There should be certain phrases that they could retire, like how's it going?
Oh yeah. Some of them are really old. The one I hate when they meet people say, how are they treating you?
Yeah.
As if there's this group of people in your house,
Mistreating you in some way.
Or are they keeping you busy? That bothers me.
Keeping you busy lately?
As if they have a right to keep me busy. No, they're not. I keep them as busy as possible. Watching.
Maybe they should have retired certain phrases.
Yeah.
Just say hello, good morning.
Yeah,
And that's it.
There's just too many ways to say hello and goodbye. You know what's interesting? To decide to change the way you say goodbye. You get into a rut. You get into years at a time where you always say, okay, take it easy. Yeah, hey, take it easy. Then you learn another one and you start to swing and say, hey, straight ahead. Okay, straight ahead now.
Right.
See you later. You have to decide on which one.
Right.
I think you should send out cards to people when you decide to change your goodbye.
So you know, just like you change your address.
Saying,
Who cares?
Right.
So what have you been working on lately?
Well, I always have a few show business things. I'm always branching out. I'm doing a show that's been getting a lot of publicity here now. I'm getting my act together and taking it into the bathroom.
That's the road show.
Yeah, the road show. Right. Then we're going to do, we're doing a hat full of Braunschweiger.
How full of Braunschweiger?
It's about a guy who's hooked on liver paste, I think. But, I've been keeping mostly busy with causes and little, things that interest me. Parakeet menopause is an issue that
It's highly overlooked.
Yeah,
highly overlooked.
I think its time has come, and of course the problem of gay grandparents, especially out here. I get a lot of calls from a lot of different groups. Autopsies for the living. This is a new thing, by the way.
These things are never really addressed. And
California is the place for something like that to begin, I feel. And the illegal cow fights. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Illegal cow fights?
Yeah,
taking place
in the valley here. They have the illegal cow fights on Thursdays, I think it is. We're trying to get together with Doris Day and a few of the people that are interested in animals, to get out there and police this thing up for them. Then, if you watch the talk shows, Johnny, especially the afternoon issue kind of talk shows where they have someone on who's written a book about this or that and is working on anything, you run into a lot of these problems, I guess. You could call them roughly the battering syndrome has come in for a lot of attention in the last year. Of course, battered children, battered wives, and battered husbands, which surprised some people, but is a problem. And we're working now on something unusual: battered casual acquaintances.
Got a hotline set up?
Well, for that. One of those hotlines. Unfortunately, we have this hotline where nobody answers. That's for people who don't really follow advice anyway. So.
That's right.
But in this battering syndrome, we have something that I found quite unbelievable: battered plants. Have you heard of this at all? No. People come home and take it out on the ivy, you know? And, I don't think it's right. Of course, I think it's not just the slapping, slapping the ivy around. It's the psychological harm that we do them. For instance, do we know for sure that hanging plants aren't scared out of their minds? I mean, no wonder ivy clings. And, the calls just keep coming in. The Beverly Hills Chamber of Portes gave me a call this week, and they're having a hunger banquet. Hors d'oeuvres for Bangladesh, I think they're calling that.
Good cause.
And the dangers of drinking on the toilet. A lot of these things have been mentioned. I'm getting interested in cosmetic dentistry for the wicked. Sounds like something Pat McCormick might get interested in.
Yes.
And St. Anthony's Home for the recently all right. Just too many of them. The Free Hats for Fat People campaign doesn't start till October, but we're talking it up.
You got to get a start on these things.
So I just, I thank you for letting me mention this.
Everybody else has blood.
This many
will get all these.
I never get to mention this many in one show.
You're working on. You're working these 3 dates right after.
I always go out on the weekend, pick up a little cash. This is my Great Lakes tour.
Right.
3 days. 5 lakes. I should have extended the tour so much. By the way, can I mention Big Brother-in-Law, another organization?
Yes, I know the Big Brothers. Big Brother-in-Law.
This is for men that are married and that don't have a brother-in-law but really want one.
I will donate to that. Yeah. You got to get your priorities in order in this life.
That's right.
And obviously, you have.
That's right.
We'll take a break. Richard Pryor's going to be with us.
Come on, Richie.
Yeah. Thank you, Doc. We're back. What can you say about Richie Pryor? I would guess that you are a biggest fan of Richie's, as I am.
Say he's my top comic.
Frankly, everybody who does comedy think Richie is a genius. And Stir Crazy, I guess, is one of the biggest grossing movies in the past couple of years, next to Star Wars or something like that. And you've got another movie coming out called Bustin' Loose, which opens the day after tomorrow all over the country. I think he was out here shooting in Burbank somewhere today, wasn't he? Would you welcome Richard Pryor?
Thank you very much. I sure appreciate that.
I'm afraid to say how's it going. George and I were just talking about...
I'm great.
Yeah, you're looking really great. Really great. You're looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not seeing you since last time you were here. You were heading for Hawaii.
Yeah, I saw you on the Oscar show.
Oh, yeah. Were you in Hawaii when that played?
Yeah, no, it showed the same night. Usually everything's a week later.
That's right. Why did they... I guess we got to get it transported over here, or...
I imagine so, John.
Are you all finished with the? You were still undergoing some therapy for the burns and stuff. Are you pretty much through with that?
Pretty much through. I just got to go through. Every morning I have to get up and set myself on fire and see how fast I can put it out.
Little test.
Yes, little test I do. So far, so good.
Are you? This may sound like a dumb question, but
It probably is.
But why not? That can't be brilliant questions all the time. But do you ever, when you're sleeping, does this come back sometime to really?
No,
really?
I never have dreams about it. No.
But some people would affect traumatically, and
No, I had one dream about fire. I was driving in a Jeep and with a soldier who was sitting in the back, and I didn't know who he was. And he said, "Just drive, I'll get you through it." And we drove through this forest fire.
Yeah.
And stopped by a lake, and that's only thing I had.
That's the only time that you got thought of it.
Sorry I brought it up.
Maybe that was my dumb question. I'm sorry about that.
That was my dumb answer.
You guys,
I was in the Jeep.
Yes.
yeah. You guys have never worked. You've never been on the show together. I know that.
No, we worked together in the village.
We started out in,
You know, George used to wear suits.
that's right.
Well, George has gone through various career changes.
Clothing changes.
I was changing your clothes, George.
You were what?
Colored.
You were colored? You've now become black?
Yeah, I was a colored comedian.
I was almost colored at that time myself. We worked.
You remember Uncle Dirty?
Street. Uncle Dirty, sure.
Uncle Dirty used to be.
And this is the Dank series, obviously. Keeping with a certain theme here. You know. This has not officially been on display anywhere yet, so I'm trying to save this for next year. Hopefully next year I'll have a solo exhibition at a major gallery, and if I actually do get that spot, I need several different little series to hang at one time. So this is one, and this is basically saying like, yo, everybody who smoke weed, who would consider themselves a pothead, yo, we're all not fucking lazy ass, no good, do nothings, you know, sit around fucking watching porn all day type dudes. Like, I would consider myself to be a pothead, but I'm very productive. I don't think I'm lazy. I don't think I'm violent or crazy or anything. I feel like I'm a productive member of society. I work, I pay taxes, I raise kids. You know what I'm saying? I try to be productive and creative with my art. Yeah, you know, I don't try to pollute or litter. I try to eat right and exercise and stay healthy. So I don't understand like this really bad like Jay and Silent Bob type characters when it comes to plot where you may be a lead designer at a video game company, you know, working for Sony International Entertainment, and still, you know, have a bomb. Are you maybe a stock trader on the market floor in New York? You know, but when you get off work, you do your thing. Or you could be an artist who just loves to sit around and paint and make beautiful paintings. But just because, like I said, just because you smoke pot, that don't mean you're a fucking some kind of suck up, you know? I'm not that big, bro. Alright, this is my Complex Ion series. This is like a growth like a growth series. I don't know. For me, it's like I don't know. I guess it's like really more of a personal piece or personal series. For one, it is me naked. Okay, let's just get that out there to start with. Showing my shit, man. But it's basically coming into yourself, or like rising into manhood, or reaching a certain understanding, a certain pivotal point. But realizing that you don't just come into understanding, you actually have to grow. There's a growing process before you reach your full potential, your maximum capacity, or whatever, however you want to look at it. Like I said, I can understand the concept, but just trying to word that shit in just one simple way is, I don't know, you just look at it and interpret that shit the way you want to. I normally explain it like a plant, I guess. If you've never seen Ready Player One, yo, watch that shit. That shit is good as hell. But yeah. So you start out with like a seed, very very tight and compact, very small, and you can see the absorption of energy. You need to absorb energy into the seed so it can grow. And then here we have a carbon molecule. Very, very simple, very basic structure. And so if you can obtain enough energy, then you'll be able to grow like you'll be able to sprout, not a seed can sprout out the ground into like a little sapling, and you start to stretch up and focus. Now you can focus more on the absorption of energy, and your structure becomes more complex. This is the chemical compound for melanin, which makes up the pigmentation in your skin. And then once you've reached your maximum potential, now you can more or less produce energy, and you're giving off this this life force, this life energy, and your structure becomes even more complex. So this is adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. And these are some of the amino acids which create your DNA structure. So you're going from a simple carbon to a complicated structure like melanin, to one of the complex basic systems of deoxyribonucleic acid. And this is when you've reached your full potential. Different pieces take different time. These are smaller canvases with a lot of negative space on it. But even though these are 3 different mediums on each one of these canvases, so these took a little bit longer because I actually had to I had to tape the images, because the backgrounds on these are, the black is actually spray paint. So the portrait portion is oil paints, and the background black is spray paint, and the colors that you see splashed on there is actually ink. So there's gold ink, copper ink, and silver ink, and that's why you're getting this really harsh glare from the camera. But like, if you see them in person, like the backgrounds and the ink, like the spray paint and the ink, is really glossy against the oil paints, and it gives it this really dynamic contrast from the foreground to the background, and how the ink stands out on top of that oil. It looks fucking crazy in person. Like, it's like I said, it's really hard to see it through the TV, but it's fucking dope as shit. Now, sometimes I can do a painting in like 20 hours. Sometimes it takes me 60 or 70 hours to finish a painting. Here's the last painting I finished. 2009 is when I started painting. Next year, next February will be my 10-year anniversary painting, yo. This is my first painting. Me and Afro Samurai, boy. What? You can't fuck with the number one. The number one headband. Cause if you're number two, everybody wants to challenge you so they can be the number one. That's how you had to work your way up through the headbands, yo. I think it was like 13 of them or something. But then, like, the number two was the most coveted because the number two headband is the only motherfucker who can fight number one. Number one ain't got no challenges, not unless you step to him with the number two headband. So whoever wears the number two headband, his life the most threatened, yo, because everybody want that number two so they can challenge number one. And this motherfucker walk around with the number two headband like it ain't shit, bruh. Like, come get this shit, yo. Afro Samurai. Yeah, 2009. Been painting for almost 10 years. Damn, that's time flies, bruh. Time flies. I can't believe Afro Samurai that old. Damn. That shit was that long ago? It seems like I was just watching Afro Samurai last week. Ninja. This ain't natural. Oh, I forgot that shit is just sitting on there. Whoa. Bro, trust me, I'm making my way. Look, you'll notice this right here. You see? That shit got my signature on it. This paint right here, no signature. That paint right there, no signature. This paint right here, no signature. You know why I stopped signing my shit? You can see a signature right there. That one got a signature on it, but none of them signed. I'm at that point where people can recognize my art, yo. They don't have to see my name. That's how you can tell you're getting good. Well, you can just put a piece of art out there with no name on it, and people be like, "Oh, that's a Norman Rockwell," or "Oh, that's a Basquiat," or oh, that's a Fahamo Payku, or oh snap, that's a Travis Prince. That's when you know you good. When motherfucker can just look at your shit. Oh, that's a Kehinde Wiley. You know what I'm saying? I can just look. They some artists, I can just look at their shit. They don't gotta sign their shit. You know what I'm saying? Most Tim Akamora, you know, motherfuckers like that, they don't really gotta sign their shit. You just know it. When you see that shit, you just look at it and be like, okay, I know who did that. These are some smaller projects I got coming up. This is gonna be this painting. That beat right there too hard. Yeah, that shit's smooth. Yeah, 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 Can I spit? Yeah. So, De Niro TV asking if I can spit, so I gotta spit them bars so I can represent for that dirty South SC coming out my mouth. Where I'm from, boy, let's see how I really bout, cause I stay in the studio painting and I just really contemplating on my situation, and the day gonna come, so there is no hesitation, cause I do this shit like every fucking day. Spit a flow, paint a picture, man, any fucking way, cause my shit is worth 1,000 words. So I came to say, man, this shit might sound corny, but it's coming off the head. And how many people can I kill in this one freestyle, cause I get too fucking free wild, and I just a little wild spirit, and got a little couple bars. I know that you can hear it, man. If I fuck it up, still always bring it back, and I never give it up. No, I'm never giving slack, and I'm never cutting back, nigga. It's all or nothing, and I'm always spitting the truth. I'm never ever fronting, cause it's from the heart, man. TRAP. Oh man, that's just some Y'all wanted me to do some real quick shit. Got them corny freestyles. I hate when a motherfucker put me on the spot. Can you spit? I wasn't even in the mood. I wasn't even gonna go. This motherfucker try to test me. Damn. Try to test me, man. You think I call myself Trap House Entertainment for nothing? What y'all think I used to do before I started painting? What do you think I did before I was painting? Yeah. I took that Trap House Entertainment, now it's art and education. No contemplating, man, and no complaining, cause I'm the best here. Yes, let's test here, and no, got no fear. So yes, I see clear my destiny right in front of me. It's the future, and if I keep running, yeah, it's gonna be mutual, cause these funds coming in off the paperwork. Yeah, I got that art, and yeah, I'm gonna make it work. Been in the gallery up in NYC, and they looking at me like, damn, that's dope as can be. And I say, yeah, I'm just a dreadhead from the South, and I'm a high school dropout, but I still got knowledge out. Like, man, did you go to school for that? And I say, nah, I'm self-taught. So yes, I get respect, and ooh, yeah, they gotta give it back, cause I'm the fucking man, and I just might be a GOAT. That's the greatest of all time. Yeah, I got that hope, and I'm spitting all the flames so you can stay afloat. And I don't need no boat. Just listen to all these quotes, these rhymes that I be spitting, yeah, man. And so, ooh, yeah, and I still bring it back. Let me slow it down a little bit. Let me catch that track, cause I like all these beats, cause I'm handpicking myself. I put them on a list, then I put them on a shelf. So if I got a freestyle, I pull one of them out and get all these freestyles up out of my mouth. Ooh. And it's getting really like all right. That's enough. Y'all can go to my YouTube channel, man. I got my old ass mixtape up there. Like I said, I used to like doing music and shit, but it's hard for me to do music. It's easy for me to paint. It's hard for me to do music, but I like fucking freestyling and writing songs and shit. That shit is fun as hell to me. Alright. It's been an hour and I haven't painted anything yet. We gotta get on this canvas real quick, guys. End of discussion. Let me grab my brushes so I can get the painting. End of discussion. Let me grab my brushes so I can get the painting. Yeah. End of discussion. Let me grab my brushes. End of discussion. Let me grab my brushes. And paint a little bit. Ooh. Yeah. I need to paint a little bit. Ooh. End of discussion. Let me grab my brushes and yeah. I need to paint a little bit, yeah. I need to paint a little bit, yeah. Woo. End of discussion. Woo. Let me grab my brushes, cause I need to paint a little bit. Ooh. What I said I was gonna work on? Oh, I need to do these arm bracelets. I think that last bong rip put me over. Alright, matter of fact, I'll let y'all hear some of my old shit. Let me see. My old mixtape.
I be at Killer Bill, niggas like, Villa, where the fuck you been? When I come to Flow Town, niggas be like, the trap, where the fuck you been?
I know I got that AC on.
Then I go to Dollar Town, niggas be like, yo, Gorilla Prep, where the fuck you been? And I look at them like, nigga, I ain't never left. I'm right here in South Carolina, bitch. We still rolling, we still riding. South Carolina, we supplying all of the fire that y'all keep buying. I'm the king of the dope, y'all just lying. I got a 2-seater, clean my heater. We still rolling, blowing smoke out the yellow sonic boom, blow the air bubbles out the speaker. Deeper, creeper, I'm a creature. Beat your white beat until your white start screaming. You going off that gas, acting nutty like semen. Don't pass shit if it ain't good weed, man. I'm on fire, y'all just dreaming. South Carolina, soldiers cheapin'. If you want beef, then y'all gon' fry. My G's ride, that's no lie. Camouflage the creep, system inside. J's on my feet, J's on my ride. 9/11 kamikaze, I'm so fly. It's pole pimpin' over here, nigga, do or die. Cause we still rollin', we still ride. South Carolina, we still flying.
My favorite musical artist. That's hard to decide. Damn, this dude ain't want to give me a top 5 or nothing. Like my favorite artist of all time, if there's just like one person I had to listen to forever. Oh my god, I don't know, man. Shit. Top 3. Oh man. Woo. All right. Can it be a group? Can one of them be a group? Like, damn, just artists? Oh shit, man. You're making me sweat over this question. I hate these questions, man. All right, Lupe Fiasco, Kid Cudi. Damn. Top 3. Lupe Fiasco, Kid Cudi. Whoo. Woo. I'm gonna have to say Styles P. Hey man, you can hate on my choices if you want. I'm just saying, you know, Lupe, Kid Cudi, and Styles P. You know what I'm saying? Damn. So probably my top 3. Probably my top 3 artists. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter who you pick, you know what I'm saying, Styles P say I'm your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. So it still come back to Styles P every time. I'm your favorite rapper. I never get over that shit. Amazing. That was sort of the... Oh, Cudi. Oh, bruh. Bruh. I'm telling you, bro, I got everything Cudi. All I don't have is that Wizard album. He did that Wizard album. I heard it, but I don't have that one. Everything else, I own all Cudi shit, yo. His old mixtape, the goddamn all that shit, bro. Cudi, my man, yo. Y'all live that Cudi life, man. You know what I'm saying? Top 5, I would probably have to put like Nas and Talib Kweli on there. You know, top 10, I can squeeze in Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, a couple cats like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, top 3. Yeah, Styles P, Kid Cudi, motherfucking Lupe. I got every Lupe album. Every project Lupe did, I got that shit, yo. I done heard all his mixtapes and everything. Oh, Badass. I got that All American Badass. That's probably one of my favorite albums that has come out in the past couple years, yo. I still listen. I mean, track for track. That fucking All American Badass is a classic album. That shit is so fucking classic. And people, I don't know why people are sleeping on that fucking on Badass, yo. Like, but he's still new and he doesn't have as many albums. He doesn't have as large of a body of work as the other artists that I've named. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the cats I've been growing up with. Day and night, the Lonely Stoners is the freest mind. I mean, I was like a teenager listening to that shit, and Cudi's still making music. And that's the only thing I say about these niggas nowadays. Like, okay, they hot now. Are these motherfuckers gonna be hot? Are you gonna be listening to Lil Uzi Vert in 15 years? In 20 years, you're gonna be listening to Lil Uzi Vert with new shit. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to the fucking Lox in high school. The Lox just put out an album last year. Jay-Z still putting out music. These motherfuckers I was listening to when I was 14, 15 years old, they're still putting out fucking music. 20 years later. New shit. Kanye West. I was listening to Kanye in high school. That's what motherfuckers don't understand about the old heads. They still doing that shit. And it still sounds fucking good. It still sounds good. Lil Pump. In 20 years, Lil Pump gonna still be putting out new music. Get the fuck out of here, man. That shit is ridiculous. That shit ain't gonna last. They don't make lasting music. Even Styles P, one of the hardest underground niggas, this motherfucker still been doing that shit 20 plus years. Still coming out with gangsta hard ass bars. No, he don't go mainstream albums, but he got a body of work that's like that'll bury anybody. My rap resume, you wrap around your whole body. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Joey's young as shit. He's young, and I respect him and I love him because he is young and he is talking that positive shit. Now I'm not a believer in religion and the Bible and all that shit. Now, you know, all these younger cats, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Badass, they talk about God and all that shit a lot, and that's cool and that's positive. But I think if they can transcend that religious mindset and still keep that real positive message in their music, yo, they will be making music 15, 20 years from now. J. Cole already 10 years in the fucking game. Easy. You know what I'm saying? He 10 years in the game. Kendrick almost 10 years in the game. Easy. Because they know it's a art form, man. For them, it was, you just couldn't get on the internet and just throw a YouTube video and throw some shit on SoundCloud and motherfuckers recognize who you is. Like, nah, nigga, you had to step to a record label with a project. You had to have material ready. You know what I'm saying? You had to have your shit together, man. That's what I keep imagining too. Like, what if Tupac and Biggie lived during the internet age with Instagram, Twitter, and all that shit? That should have been too crazy, yo. It's easier to market yourself and market your own gimmick nowadays. Back in the day, you had to have enough fucking cred for motherfuckers to push your mixtapes around the fucking city for any radio station or any motherfucking label took you serious at all. Yeah, the internet fame, that's all it is, yo. That's all that shit is. Like I say, even when I was making music over 10 years ago, I did it because I like making music. I'm not good at it, but I like to do that shit. I enjoy doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a creative process trying to write these fucking songs and shit. And even, like, I like playing some of my older stuff, and then even just in a short span of time that I was writing, even I realized, like, wait a minute. How long can I talk about selling drugs and fucking bitches? I need to talk about some other shit. And so the last couple of songs that I attempted to write and record were on some different shit. Like, let's change up the narrative here, guys. Can we change the narrative a little bit?
They wanna take it wild, Salvatino, Posse, Comitata, they ain't got no apologies. Now everywhere I go, it's like a dark cloud follow me. Got me starting to think that it's hard technology. Now they playing God, trying to change the weather, while we stuck in the matrix, still chained together. Getting beat round, kicked down, can change whoever. But I'ma see if I can make a change for the better. I'm the best thing ever to happen to the movement, cause I'ma use my music to bring the youth in. Roundhouse karate, chop the system like Bruce in. Every verse I kick, I be spitting the truth. If you trapped in the box, it's because your own doing. I'm out of this world, you better call on Houston. And all you world leaders, who the hell you think you fooling? Cause you don't give a damn about the state of the union. They all y'all see I'm crazy, going insane. But I'ma speak the truth until I see some change. It's obvious the youth ain't the ones to blame, because parents and teachers are one and the same. They all say I'm crazy, going insane. But I'ma speak the truth until I see some change. It's obvious the youth ain't the one to blame, because parents and teachers are one and the same. When I start to black out, they say trap you dead wrong. But the system won't change, they still writing dead songs. Break the Constitution till the thing dead gone. I can't believe that slavery lasted this long, and it really hits home when you start to lose jobs. Still looking for the truth, listening to Luke Dobbs. Grab a megaphone, start yelling at a few snobs. I'm a real patriot, guess what? You not, and it's getting too hot. Man, I saw two cops, gave Obama deception and said you watch. Said I sound like Tupac, looking at his new watch. Told me I was loitering, I had to move 2 blocks. Had me wrapped up in chains, shot me down with 2 blocks. So I had to shake the machine until the tools pop. Riding around town, putting flyers in your news box. Trapped in the darkness, now we got a new spot. Y'all see I'm crazy, going insane. But I'ma speak the truth until I see some change. It's obvious the youth ain't the ones to blame, because parents and teachers are one and the same. They all say I'm crazy, going insane. But I'ma speak the truth until I see some change. It's obvious the youth ain't the ones to blame, because parents and teachers are one and the same. Your first education starts in the household. Gotta teach the kids, don't sit and keep your mouth closed. Read to them, sing to them, it helps their mind grow, so they have a better chance when they let the dice roll. Everything internet, hardbacks are old news, but you gotta keep the new mixed with the old school. Got a lot of new laws, hope you know the old rules, cause the young dummy only grows into an old fool. Guidelines, codex, alimentarius, feeding us poison but won't pay to bury us. 1933 the country went bankrupt. 1935 the bank say they own us. Now we all born with the mark of the beast. Social security number, you better believe that you are private property of a company. So I'ma reclaim myself in the name of peace. They all say I'm crazy, going insane. But I'ma speak the truth until I see some change. It's obvious the youth ain't the ones to blame, because parents and teachers are one and the same. They all say I'm crazy, going insane. But I'ma speak the truth until I see some change. It's obvious the youth ain't the one to blame, because parents and teachers are one and the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are one and the same. Yeah, 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 yeah. Are one and the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole, and everybody think that story is supposed to go the exact same way for them, where most of the time is I'm broke, I sold dope, I wound up doing 12 years fed time. That's normally how it goes. That fucking I'm broke, I sold dope, I decided to rap, and now I'm rich. That shit is like 1 out of 10,000. You know what I'm saying? And then like rich is what some one-hit wonders who come out, you know, get 2 singles, get a couple dollars, and then you don't hear from them no more. And then they fail to invest those dollars in something that would bring in residual wealth, and so now they're back to selling dope. But Kendrick, remember, you ain't passed economics in school. From all the things that you can buy, and them taxes will Wesley snap your ass before you're 35. Oh man, you don't know how to manage your money. How MC Hammer go broke? How MC Hammer go broke though? Doing Geico commercials. Oh.
The Bilderbergs are building 9/11 false flags. Now they making trillions. Trained all the terrorists and now they want to kill them. Martial law is coming, so think about your children. Say we need a bigger army, so they gotta train the youth. Mandatory military service, what they gonna do? 18 to 25, 3 was a boot camp. Sending money overseas and still I can't get food stamps. 110 stories to lapse, 10 seconds flat. Man, how the hell they do that? You must be can't do math. When I talk about this stuff, a lot of people do laugh. Police state put you in a FEMA camp. Too bad the average person stressing no recession got us too bad. Big banks getting bailouts, the feds losing cash. Soldiers still dying every day out in Iraq. They trying to sell the country out. The people gotta take it back. Better read the Constitution, cause we need a new solution. 9/11 truth got me ready for the revolution. Fighting for my freedom, cause man, I think we about to lose it. If you really patriotic, now the time to show and prove it. Better read the Constitution, cause we need a new solution. 9/11 truth got me ready for the revolution. Fighting for my freedom, cause man, I think we about to lose it. If you really patriotic, now the time to show and prove it. Now the cap and trade, now they got the carbon tax. Plus they killed the Constitution when they made the Patriot Act. Now they got my phone tap, selling you and all of that. Tried to vote against it, but Barack Obama brought it back. Now they up on Act 2, spread it fast like Hack 2. Better drop that fast food, start to be some damn new Wall Street gang. Try to play us like some damn fools. Things won't change unless the people make some damn fools. PrisonPlanet.com, InfoWars and drop bombs. I know the truth is scary, but listen up and stay calm. Unemployment rate got so many wanna steal and rob, but them peoples in the tower really lost their day job. Uncle Sam getting over cause he thinking we dumb. Wanna be a slave or do you wanna fight for freedom? Black president, never thought that we would see one. A president don't change things, this is just a rerun. A rerun, this is just a rerun. A president don't change things, this is just a rerun. A rerun, this is just a rerun. A president don't change things, this is just a rerun. Damn, I always wish I would have finished that track out like that. A president don't change things, this is just a rerun. A rerun. This is just a rerun. A president don't change things, this is just a rerun. A rerun. A rerun. Oh, 9/11 Truth. InfoWars.com. If you are human, then we are equal. Time to take the power back, give it to the people. Open up the curtains, see through the evil. Cause they use deceptions, trying to deceive you. Bleed through injections, stick you with needles. My friend got vaccinated, still caught the measles. Gotta get the message out, travel like the Beatles. Sleep with the fishes, fly with the eagles. What can we do? Somebody ask me. Teach it to your children and tell it to their classmates. Cause they are the future, living in the last days. But a young brilliant mind will change the landscape. Bondage and slavery, let's try to escape. All to the course of the world with just a handshake. And I failed to graduate, so education mandate. Time to heal the problem, we can't fix it with a band-aid. So I tell the truth to my kids. Give them all the knowledge, then we play like recess. Sometimes we happy and sometimes we stress. Always follow your dream, don't live off regrets. So I tell the truth to my kids. Give them all the knowledge, then we play like recess. Sometimes we happy and sometimes we stress. Always follow your dreams, don't live off regrets. If you've never been poor, can't understand my story. Why I fight for the cause and never for the glory. Now they got my phone tapped, trying to record me. Cause all these lying politicians just bore me. No more patience for the fabrications. I just realize all the time we wasting. All the other slaves, man, I'm really trying to save them. So we can live our lives freer than the Masons. And it's amazing how they got us brainwashed. Drive out the little kids playing in the sandbox. Won't travel the desert, they say the sand hot. Complain but won't try to fight to get what they got. Instead they watch TV and let their brains rot. While guns and drugs are part of they plot. And I just cannot fall for the system. You don't stand for something, then you fall as a victim. So I tell the truth to my KIDS. Give them all the knowledge, then we play like recess. Sometimes we happy and sometimes we stress. Always follow your dream, don't live off regrets. So I tell the truth to my KIDS. Give them all the knowledge, then we play like recess. Sometimes we happy and sometimes we stress. Always follow your dreams, don't live off regrets. Got too much television, not enough books. Too many pawns, not enough crooks. Not enough queens, not enough kings. To teach our children how to do the right things. But every journey starts off with baby steps. You gotta stay on top, keep your grades in check. And you shouldn't have sex if you ain't ready yet. Gotta learn to manage money, don't get in debt. And if you got student loans, better pay the rest. Because a good credit score is a great success. But your Uncle Sam might get upset when he see me on the podium and you up next. Don't dwell on regrets, cause we fighting for the future. Call me the teacher, call me the tutor. Crucial decision, this game is brutal. I'ma make a spark and let the fire run through you. Come on, baby. Yeah, man. Come on, baby. Oh boy, I used to be killing it back in the day. Boy, boy, boy.
My goal in life is to strive to do a little bit better. I know for a fact I don't do everything accordingly, and I do a lot of things I ain't supposed to. The one thing I try not to do though is lie to the kids. When my little man come ask daddy a question, I try to tell him the truth every time. The truth. The perfect timing, I'm gonna keep on rhyming. No more truth denying, so my kids can shine like diamonds. Now is the perfect timing, I'm gonna keep on rhyming. No more truth denying, so my kids can shine like diamonds. If you wanna know the real, you can read the dollar bill. And the truth is so cold that sometimes I get the chills. And this world is so sick that sometimes I feel ill. But the only thing the doctor's gonna do is give you pills, prescribe you this, prescriptions for that. Addictions to barbiturates, man, that's the new crack. And you ain't gotta smoke it all, just take a Marinol. Everything's synthesized, that's where we headed, y'all. And they gonna clone all the Bilderberg members. But the Phoenix always gonna rise from the embers, like the winter solstice in the late December 2012 Armageddon. Just remember, you're here for a purpose, and your life is worthless if you can't elevate your mind past the surface. Wake up all your chakras, become a new person. You always live in spirit, the creator made you perfect. Now is the perfect timing, I'm gonna keep on rhyming. No more truth denying, so my kids can shine like diamonds. Now is the perfect timing, I'm gonna keep on rhyming. No more truth denying, so my kids can shine like diamonds. I know 9/11 was an inside job and a lot of people died, but you can't blame a lot. Muslims didn't plant the bombs, no place at the Pentagon, but you can't blame Bush either. He was just a pawn, then they hide all the facts. Continue with carry on, so searching for the truth is like chasing leprechauns. If you want the problem solved, use brain over brawn. I respect Alex Jones, cause the info was our own. If Barack Hussein Obama was a real savior, he couldn't fight the new world order on his own. And no, I'm not a psychic, but this Judas Christ, and yeah, this war is gonna change the place you call home. But when you in Rome, gotta do as the Romans. But what about the Mayans, Easter Island, and Stonehenge? Too much pressure and stress can make your bones bend. I hope you do your own research when the song ends. Now is the perfect timing, I'm gonna keep on rhyming. No more truth denying, so my kids can shine like diamonds. Now is the perfect timing, I'm gonna keep on rhyming. No more truth denying, so my kids can shine like diamonds. That's my gladiator. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This shit don't won't kingdom, that's my gladiator. Nobody got shot, nobody got caught, nobody got killed. Nobody did shit, so we buy more guns and sell more games. Got new cars and rock the chain. The room in the room to the game till we break. Maybe the ones who did the slave trade. Been 15 and locked up, real statistics. Instantly pregnant, shit's realistic. Child in the front, you mad that you miss it. Caught in the trap, stuck in the system. Corner blocks, project buildings. This is the way that we raise our children. My stealing about drug dealing. They lie to the facts, so they need our healing. Welfare office, back to the ceiling. The kids are the kids, and the kids keep killing. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. All right, let me break my pistol. While we support, gotta twist the issue. Don't sell drugs and pop the pistol. They made it hard, the life that I've been through. Biggest game, police and politicians, and you know Latin. It's right there written on the back of a dollar. You want order, teach the truth to our sons and our daughters. Put them in the classes, trapped in their borders. The whole is back, it's time to get over. Knowledge, power, weight on your shoulders. Burst like water, thin like steel. Shadow skills, just fight like a cobra. But we need more soldiers, make you know it. But you gotta be coded. These are the last days, and it's been coded. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. From the sound, got the whole hood handcuffed, traffic light. Let me see you throw your hands up. Bang on the system, feel my hands cut. Ready for the mission, soldiers stand up. Let the music start a movement. Try to educate, motivate the movement. Overthrow the government, so we can move in. Push the limits, look at the scanning. President next to the skin, we gon' stay now. I'm on the end, been going through the shit for too many years. Until I make a nigga cry like this. We told the dog that they brought over here. Show you pride, nigga, hide your fear. We gotta ride like 18 wheels. It's almost over, the time is here. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. Nobody got shot, nobody got caught, nobody got killed, nobody did shit. So we buy more guns and sell more games. Cop new cars and rock the chain. The rule made the rules to the game that we play. Maybe the ones who did the slave trade. Been 15 and locked up, real statistics. Instantly pregnant, shit's realistic. Child in the front, you mad that you miss it. Caught in the trap, stuck in the system. Corner blocks, project buildings. This is the way that we raise our children. My stealing about drug dealing. They lie to the facts, so they need our healing. Welfare office, back to the ceiling. The kids are the kids, and the kids keep killing. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. All right, let me push my pistol. While we support, gotta push the issue. Don't sell drugs and pop the pistol. They made it hard, the life that I've been through. Biggest game, police and politicians, and you know Latin. It's right there written on the back of a dollar. You want order, teach the truth to our sons and our daughters. Put them in the classes, trapped in their borders. The whole is back, it's time to get over. Knowledge, power, weight on your shoulders. Burst like water, thin like steel. Shadow skills, just fight like a cobra. Bitch, you do it, but we need more soldiers to make you know it. But you gotta be coded. These are the last days, and it's been coded. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, that's my gladiator. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the wrong kingdom, my gladiator. From the sound, got the whole hood handcuffed, traffic light. Let me see you throw your hands up, bang on the system, feel my hands cut. Ready for the mission, soldiers stand up. Let the music start a movement. Try to educate, motivate the movement. Overthrow the government so we can move in. Push the limits, just look at the scanning. Military president next to the skin. We gon' stay now, it's never gonna end. Been going through the shit for too many years. Until I make a nigga cry like tears. We sold the drugs that they brought over here. Show you pride, nigga, hide your fear. We gotta See the world is almost over, the time is here. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the world, kingdom, let my gladiators. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. This is the world, kingdom, let my gladiators. When I walk by you, just know what changes. Stand up, make this.
You know you need to. This is the world, kingdom, that's my gladiators. For your freedom, cause you know you need to. The system won't change unless my gladiators. Make for your freedom, cause you know you need to. The system won't change unless my gladiators. Make for your freedom, cause you know you need to. The system won't change unless my gladiators. Make for your freedom, cause you know you need to. The system won't change unless my gladiators. That was the first song that I ever wrote, even mildly being political or trying to talk about anything of noticeable substance at all. Thoughts in my head make me push my pencil. Why we so poor, gotta push the issue. So we sell drugs and pop them pistols that made it hard, the life that I've been through. The biggest gang, police and politicians. If you know Latin, it's right there written on the back of $1. New world order, teach the truth to our sons and our daughters. For the middle passage, trapped in their borders, beholding us back. It's time to get over. Knowledge is power, weight on your shoulders. First like water, then like steel. Shadow skills and strike like a cobra. Eventually do it, but we need more soldiers. Da Vinci knew it, but you gotta decode it. These are the last days and it's been quoted. Bang! For your freedom, cause you know you need to. The system won't change unless my gladiators. Tupac got shot, nobody got caught. Biggie got killed, nobody did shit. So we buy more guns and sell more yay, cop new cars and rock big chains. And who made the rules to the games that we play? Maybe the ones who did the slave trade. 15 and locked up, real statistics. 15 and pregnant, shit's realistic. Childhood was fun, too bad that you missed it. Cornered, trapped, stuck in the system. Corners, blocks, project buildings. This is the way that we raise our children. Teach them how to steal and about drug dealing. They're blind to the facts, so they need our healing. The welfare office is packed to the ceiling. The kids having kids, and the kids keep killing. Bang for your freedom, cause you know you need to. The system won't change unless my gladiators. Bang for your freedom, cause you know you need to. The system won't change unless my gladiators. Gladiator music, star in the movement. Try to educate, motivate, and move men. Oh, I was Kendrick Lamar before Kendrick Lamar was Kendrick Lamar. Easy airbrush. Yes, these are oil paints. Thanks for asking, sir, because I love to show off my paints. So here we have top of the line, handcrafted oil paints brought to you by none other than the Gambling Paint Company. Now, Gambling colors vary in tone and warmth and such a plethora of varieties that boggles the mind of the artist. So here you have a subtle naphthol. But yes, a Gamblin Artist Oil Colors. I love Gamblin. I also use Winton by Winsor and Newton. And these are oil colors. And I also have some Old Holland. This is only for professional artists. This right here, this is not for beginners or intermediates or nothing like that. This is for professional artists only. Okay? If you are not a professional artist, do not buy this paint. Do not buy this paint. Right? Okay, right? See Old Holland. There's some more Old Holland. This is some more Old Holland. Yeah, if you're not a professional artist, don't buy this. Don't buy this stuff. It's too expensive. It's too expensive, and you're just gonna waste it, and you're just gonna fuck it up. So don't buy it and just fuck it up. You know. Don't buy Old Holland. Don't even. I don't know. I would always tell people to, if you're starting out, use Winsor and Newton. They're Winton colors. These are really good paints. No lie. These are above student grade paints. Like you see, I have several in here. And get the ones with the silver tab on it. Now this is their higher grade right here. They're Artists Oil Colors. So these right here are almost as expensive as Gamblin. Except Winton, Winsor Newton, they really don't have as many colors as Gamblin has. Like Gamblin has like you can't get this right here in Winton colors. You can't get their radiant magenta. You know, they don't have these colors like that. They don't have Caucasian. I like saying that word. They don't have Caucasian flesh tone. You know. So even though Winsor and Newton are really good, they don't have as many colors. Oh, some more Gamblin. But yeah, you see, I like the silver tabs. That has silver. Yeah, that has a silver tab. That's packaging has silver on it. What's this? Some more Gamblin. Yeah, for the most part, I use Gamblin. Open up, bitch. Some more. These are my blues and greens for my Gamblin. Some browns, yellows. Oh, my Gamblin 1980 series. And a Grummenbacher. This is alright paint. Yeah, but it's mostly Gamblin all the way through. And those are my old Winsor Newton colors. These are the paints I started out using. This comes from my very first set of paints. My Bob Ross starter set. Right.
Happy little clouds. You know what I'm saying? We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. And a tree can just live here, and wherever you want your trees to live. It's there is no right or wrong ways to do it. It's just, everybody needs a friend, even a tree.
Right? I can park my yacht in my fucking jacuzzi. And I just sit there, eating fucking crab legs and caviar every fucking day. Standing on fucking dead babies' heads. There's no fucking way I would ever get in a fucking town car. There's no way. There's no way. I would have whoever my Fredo, well, my litter of kids, whoever the Fredo was, that was to be the guy that I had driving the car. Although in The Godfather, he was looking out for Marlon Brando, and then he got shot, right? So, I don't fucking know. Anyways. Oh, I read some really interesting shit about how Iceland beat the bankers. When Iceland went bankrupt, and then the bankers tried to pull this shit where, yeah, we were greedy cunts, and now we're putting the debt on you and your taxpayers. They said, you know what? Fuck you. This isn't our debt. This is our mess. It's yours. And then all these fucking sellout cunts like fucking Amsterdam and Britain put all this pressure on fucking Iceland. Because they pussied out with the bankers. They've been on their knees sucking that banker cock for fucking ever. They tried to fucking get them to come along. They tried to pressure them, and or else we'll turn you into the Cuba of the North. And they said, fuck you. We're not doing it. And you know what? That's what this country should have done. This country should have told those banker fucking cunts. I'm beside myself that it isn't brought up more. It's the whole thing. Like, I have water damage to my house. My insurance company sends a check that's made out to me, Nia, and then my mortgage company. And we have to sign the check over to them so they keep the money. And you know why that is? Because they fucked so many people so fucking hard in the ass. So many people are upside down in houses because of the bullshit that they created by making people who aren't qualified for loans qualified. So instead of having 5 people bid on a house, you got 10 people bidding on it, and it goes up like Super Bowl tickets, right? And all of a sudden, a house that's really worth $180 sells for $270. So you got these cunts. Everybody's fucking upside down in the house. So they're like, well, fuck it, I'm keeping this money. And then when they foreclose on it, they fucking come in, and they're like, fuck, they never fixed the roof. So now I have to sign over my goddamn money. It's my money. It's my insurance. That's my insurance money. I have to send it into them. You know why? Because, people, it's not my house. It's their fucking house. It's theirs. All right? And if I ever pay this fucker off, which you know I'm gonna, I drive a 6-year-old hybrid. All right? I don't give a fuck. I dress like Malcolm Young. Because I'm getting these cunts out of my life. But this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna pay off this fucking house. And you think when I die, I can just give it to somebody else? It's my house, right? If I can fucking give away all my other shit, why can't I give the house? The house is going to have all taxes and all these penalties and all this bullshit. Whoever I fucking leave it to is going to make, you know what? It's just going to be easier to sell it. And then they sell it, and whatever money they make, they get the shit taxed out of them. They get half a dick in their ass, and then somebody else buys this thing, and then the bank goes balls deep in them for another fucking 30 years. You know what? Halfway through that, I realized, am I sounding crazy or am I making sense? I don't know. I talked to a banker at a titty bar. He agreed with everything I said. I've been watching a bunch of shit on Netflix. I'm big on the, I like documentaries, you know. And I watched 1.5 last night before I fell asleep. I watched this thing called The Queen of Versailles. And you have to see it. It's basically about this guy, 75 years old. 75 years old, he married Miss Florida in 1993, so he's fucking balling. Has 7 kids with her, right? And he's got this, he sells timeshares, you know, which, you know, is really a shady fucking business. You know, hey, I don't know, what is a fucking timeshare? It's a fucking overpriced hotel room, isn't it? I mean, I don't know, what am I buying? If I spend all that money, I don't want to be laying in a bed that somebody else has been fucking in. I want a brand new bed, okay? That's deal number one. Because other than that, I can go lay in a bed that everybody else fucked in all year long. It's called a hotel, right? But this guy was the biggest timeshare company in the world, according to him, and he was in the middle of building the biggest house in America, and it had 10 kitchens. There's fucking 9 people in their family. They have 1 more kitchen than they have people in their family. All right, you have to watch just to see that. I mean, it's not finished yet because in 2008 they got caught up on all the banker shit, and but you just have to see when his wife walks in with her friend, and when they walk up these stairs, I'm telling you, these fucking stairs are wider than the stairs at Grand Central Station in New York City. They go upstairs, and the fucking friend of Miss 1993 Florida is like, you know, because they haven't like put the walls up, it's just the framing of it. She goes, oh my God. She goes, is that your bedroom? And she goes, no, it's my closet. But if you really want to see, okay, now a lot of people will watch The Queen of Versailles and go, look at these 2 selfish fucking people and all the waste and all that. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's on the fucking surface. But underneath all of it, you see a guy who doesn't want to declare bankruptcy and put that money on the American people and wants to fight his way out of it, and the bankers won't do it. Like, he had a building out in fucking Vegas. He put $350 million of his own fucking money in, and now he can't make the payments. So he wants the bankers to try and, you know, give him some of the bailout money, and they kept all of it. Because this is the thing. If they get him to default on that, they get to keep his $350 million and sell the fucking building all over again. You know, and obviously this guy, he got overextended. He made the mistake of not realizing, you know, what bankers are and what it is that they do. They're not your friends. They're not trying to help you grow your fucking business. They're trying to make every fucking dime off you as they can. And when it's over, you bust the joint out. I just started thinking about the fucking Goodfellas, where they start burning it down. But rather than burning the place down, it's you. The Ray Liotta and fucking Joe Pesci are fucking tying those little candle things to you. Trying to bang this fucking Jew broad over here. You can't help me out. What's the world coming to? And then you burn to the ground. That's it. But the building's still standing, and then they get some other group to go in there, and then they fuck them in the ass. I'm telling you. We should all, as civilians, remember the ending of Scarface when they were coming over the wall? That's what we should be doing right now in gated communities, going to bankers' fucking houses. We should be dragging them out by the tassels of their fucking wingtips. Newhouse, dearest Billy Boy, keeping it short and sweet due to your undying hatred for reading out loud. I actually don't mind it. I hate sounding stupid. My fiance and I are moving into our first house on Friday. Any last minute advice? Yes. Well, it's too late. You already bought a fucking house. My first thing would be drive less of a car. Wear less clothes. everything less and start knocking out the principal. All right? You got to start knocking that fucking thing down. And then once you knock it down to a certain point, then they're gonna come at you and be like, hey, you want to refinance? You want to refinance? Look, your mortgage payment will go from $1,500 down to $1,200. They'll save you $300 a month. That's all a fucking scam. Okay? You really think that somebody who works at the bank at his job and he's sitting there going, how can this bank make less money? Oh, I know what. I mean, how long would that guy work there before he gets fired? It's a scam. Because what happens is if you're like 4 or 5 years into your mortgage, they're going to refinance it, and your payment doesn't go down $300 and you're still 5 years in. It starts back at 0. All right? Now you have that payment for 30 years, and you're starting all fucking over again. So the $300 that you're saving each month, they're making more in the fucking interest in the long run because they sent you back to square one. It's all a fucking scam. I'm telling you, go to the gated communities and go over the fucking wall. Don't really do that, all right? I don't want to be held responsible for that. These are all jokes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge,
Oh, here's a nice creepy thing. It's really not a nice creepy thing. It's just sort of a fucking creepy thing. So we rented this car when we drove up from Calgary drove up to Edmonton from Calgary. And we had the thing, actually we picked it up at the airport. And, yeah, we were driving over to the casino. That's what it was. Driving over to the casino. And I just looked on the dashboard. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What is that on the dash? I'm like, is that a camera? I think it was a camera. And I think it was pointed at us because there was nothing in the front. I don't know if it was the GPS antenna. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was really creepy. So I, of course, threw a fucking newspaper over the goddamn thing. And when I got back to the hotel, I looked up about cars and cameras, and I found this article here. It says, is your rental car company spying on you and your driving? Here's how they do it. All right. Rental car giant Hertz has admitted it has cameras installed in about 1 in 8 of its cars in the United States. But those cameras built into Hertz's never-lost dashboard assistant that offers routing help and local city guides have never been turned on. Give me a fucking, really? You spent all that money and you never turned them on, you lying cunts? Hertz has said loudly and repeatedly they've never turned them on. Understand that Neverlost 6 was launched by Hertz in early 2014. The product has been out there for over a year, and only now is it causing flap, probably because most renters began noticing a creepy camera pointed at them. Understand, too, there are excellent reasons to worry about car rental companies spying on drivers, but very probably Neverlost 6 is not one of them. Hertz said it lacked the bandwidth to use the cameras anyway, but it has been so scorched. But it's scorched so severely in the media flap of the past weeks that industry experts indicated that Hertz now would be just about the last company to spy on its customers. Does any of that make any sense? That you put a camera in there and then you wouldn't use it? You'd install a camera and, oh, we're just a little mom and pop place. We don't have the fucking bandwidth for it. Some of this shit's funny. They actually find some people like hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars using this shit. And basically, you know, when you rent a car, and they go, okay, you got to stay in the tri-state area or you're not leaving California, right? Some fucking guy, he left California, went to Nevada and then Arizona, and then they gave him a, I don't know where the fuck it was. He was slapped with a bill of $3,405.05 by adding $1 per mile to each of the 2874 miles he had driven because he had crossed the California state line into Nevada. To me, that's funny. Okay? Because that guy's a piece of shit. He lied to the car company. All right? I'm not just saying Hertz is a piece of shit. People who buy rental cars and they treat them like shit are also pieces of shit. But I to sit there and film people and then, you know, they're going to start recording conversations. You understand, like, in the future, okay? You go to run for president, like, what could, like, bring you down is some fucked up thing you said, some argument you had in the car with some girlfriend you're not even with 20 years earlier, and they just bring that up in the middle of the debate. Like, I think in the future, like, like once you become a public figure, they will just have on a disc, you know,
and it's all gonna be logged. Anything you ever fucking did, like questionable shit, good shit that you did, all the balance, you know, they'll probably just have like a pie chart. Okay, here's his life disc, you know, and the good stuff is in whatever, green or yellow, man, right? All the nice, friendly fucking colors. And then the bad shit will be all in like red. I don't know if you're prone to depression, there'll be like some blue in there. And they'll just look at the big pie chart and try to judge it then overall what kind of a fucking person you are. It's just, I don't know, it's really creepy. This is another one that was funny to me. It says in Florida, rental car companies are notorious for literally shutting off engines of cars that cross state lines. The cars may be restarted upon agreement to pay the new fees. That's fucking hilarious. Now here's my question. How do you know they're not in the left lane doing 90 miles an hour with somebody on that bumper and you're just going to shut off their car? That you have to wait until the car stops. I would like to think that. But, I don't know. Part of me, I don't mind if they track you with the GPS as far as that, and if you leave the state lines. I mean, that's only fair. You're fucking lying to them and the technology exists. But that shit to start recording conversations and videotaping you is like, I don't know, man. That really crosses a line. I don't know. Some people say, well, what about all these assholes texting and driving? They're killing people and that type of shit. There has to be a better way. What do you guys think? There's got to be a better way to keep... I mean, I don't even know how safe you have to make the world. I mean, there's too many fucking people. Can you let some people die? I mean, I know that's really morbid to say that shit, but, I don't know. Kind of a fucked up person. So why would you listen to me? Why would you listen to this podcast?
Here's some conspiracy theory for you. Somebody said, Bill, that he wrote, they are watching. And I got trashed for talking about conspiracy theory. I've been trashed for talking about those automated checkout lines in the grocery store and saying that I'm paranoid and I'm afraid of technology and all this technology is just going to help my life and make my life more easier. And why don't you trust these big fucking corporations, basically. It's the shit that people are giving me. So I have to get trashed for all, talking shit about these corporations. And actually having the audacity to think that bankers were all trying to team up and have one world bank, to become the loan sharks for not only individual, but actual countries. Okay? Which is something that I was thinking about when I was at the Rose Bowl, stone sober. And I was sitting there on the golf course, and I was looking at these houses up on the ridge of this hill that actually looked down on the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. These people have a house that looks down on it. And I was actually envisioning that those were all bankers up there. And while the game was going on, and 104,000 people, or 96,000, whoever showed up for that game, was sitting there going fucking crazy. One of those piece of shit bankers up there could put his hand on his son's shoulder and be like, see all those people down there? They owe all of us money. They all owe me money, son. I'm getting a piece of all of their fucking paychecks. And they don't even know it. They don't even know that their daddy is looking down on them right now. Now, had I been drinking, that thought would have probably caused me to, entertain the thought of climbing up that hill and throwing a rock through one of the windows, which of course I wouldn't have done because even my drunkest, I am aware that I don't want to go to jail and get raped. And secondly, I'm not going to go all the way up that fucking hill. So what I would have done is I probably would have yelled at that kid with the light purple slacks. I would have commented really loud about that dude's fucking eczema flaking off into the back of his goddamn sweatshirt. So anyways, this guy sends me this email, and he says, Bill, the theys in this blog, when I say they are watching, are big business, not the Illuminati, but they are just as evil as any bank or secret society. They don't even need your signature. Listen to this shit. They don't even need your signature for these information-gathering traderware programs to monitor everything from where the device is to what your heart rate is. What is traderware? That's the question I had. Your digital camera may embed metadata into photographs with camera's serial number
or your location. Your printer may be incorporating a secret code on every page it prints, which could be used to identify the printer and potentially the person who used it. Now the fucking morons, the sheep out there would be like, yeah, that's in case you threaten the president. They're just doing it for the good of all people. If Apple puts a particularly creepy patent, I guess Apple's applying for this. This is recently applied for the use you can look forward to a day when your iPhone may record your voice, take a picture of your location, record your heartbeat, and send that information back to the mothership. This is trade-aware, devices that act behind your back and betray your privacy. Now this is what the moron sheep are going to be to say. Well, if you ain't doing nothing wrong, what's the problem? That's the philosophy. That was the philosophy behind why they can record your phone calls now. If you ain't doing nothing, we'll taste you. Come on, frogs. You ain't doing nothing wrong. Do you realize how fucking dumb that mindset is? So basically, as long as you do what the people in power tell you what to do, you won't have a problem. Do you understand how dangerous that is? Do you understand how fucking stupid it is to have that level of faith in the people who rule you? You know what I mean? You haven't noticed how much power can fuck somebody over? Like, for some reason, we only seem to focus on when celebrities get famous and then they wig out and start becoming these fucking mini tyrants. For some reason, people don't feel... They just have like this, because they wave the flag and they play those songs that make you choked up, that they never feel like that they'll have any sort of ulterior motive for this. This is the type of technology that allows a small group of people to take over the world. Something that sociopaths have been trying to do since the beginning of time. And they were never able to do it because at some point your army would be stretched too thin. Right? Germans, the fucking Roman Empire, all that shit. At some point, the fucking Japanese, all of them. Everybody who's ever tried to fucking do it, at some point, it gets stretched too thin. So America, what we've done is we've done the we're putting this base here to protect you thing, that brilliant thing. That's how we got our world empire. So we just have a base. Then also we have these insane weapons where we can nuke everybody. So we were able to kind of do it that way. But the problem is when you really get into sociopathic thought and just like those people who are so into power that it makes their dick hard, is they want to know, they want to be able to see everybody, know what they're thinking, and know what they're doing at all times. Because not only are they psychos, but with that level of power becomes this unbelievable level of paranoia. Like those people with those houses sitting on the ridge looking down into the Rose Bowl. There's a fear. Like we sit there looking up at them, go, look, they got the fucking world. There is a fear of when you attain that level of wealth, of losing all of it. And you begin on this quest to quiet your mind. You want to get a level of wealth and control in your life that you are guaranteed that it will never go away in your lifetime, or your kid's lifetime, or your kid's kids. So basically everybody that you know and love will be okay, and you will be okay. You get into that psychotic fucking mindset, and you give those kinds of people this level of fucking technology, and you're gonna have a problem. I think that's unbelievable that this shit is. So they have this website here, the EFF, Electronic Frontier Foundation, that is trying to fight these things being put into the tech, you know, the cameras, the cell phones, and all that shit. Like the fact that there's a tracking device in your cell phone. Like, how come we didn't get to vote on that? How come we don't get to vote on that type of stuff? I don't want people knowing where the fuck I am at all goddamn times. Okay? And I don't need you to show me, oh, we caught this fucking child molester with that, so because of that, now everybody has to be like. Give me a fucking break. They always have, like, you know, there's, you know, a handful of good examples for that level of fucking control, and then there's a zillion bad ones. So I am 100% against this shit. And there's always been evil people in the fucking world. There's always going to be evil fucking people in the world. And when you have this kind of technology, they're gonna stop small evil, like individual, fucking serial rapists, which you definitely want to stop. All right. But the price we're going to pay is you're going to allow a Stalin or a Hitler, Pol Pot, whoever the fuck you want to, you're going to allow, with that level of technology, someone like that could get in power and run the fucking world. So, I don't know. And I totally 100% believe that. You could roll all your fucking eyes all you want. I honestly believe that. And I also believe that the reason why there's so many of us right now and that the people at the top are not fucking concerned about it is because we're all expendable. And when the waters rise up, temperatures goes up and everything, they're not going to be the ones who are drowning. You can guarantee that they're using our taxpayer money to build some sort of something to make sure that they're okay. And I think that their bailout plan, because they know they can't stop people from fucking because it feels too goddamn good, and dicks and pussies are readily available to anyone. It's like air. So I think what they're going to gradually do is phase us out with robots and automated shit, which is why I refuse to use it. Now, how fucking crazy do I sound right now? Has there been anything funny in the last fucking 5? This is shit that I truly believe. Corporations own like the DNA of a grizzly bear. That's why they don't give a fuck that they're cutting down its habitat. They're like, we'll fucking grow another one in a petri dish. We're trying to take over everything. And then wipe out, I think they're going to try to wipe out the poor and the middle class. Keep a couple of us, like a small handful of us. The way that pandas are only in like zoos at this point or some shit. I don't know, maybe I picked the wrong fucking animal. But that's the direction I think it's going. All right? There's your first crazy rant, which was based mainly in gut feelings and a couple of emails. But I truly believe that. Dear Bill, recently I had to return some items at the mall. It was the day after Christmas, and I was with a girl I was dating. With the girl that I was dating. She wanted to return some shoes, so we went to the Journey store where the shoes were bought. When she got to the counter to return the shoes, the girl behind the counter asked her for her name, address, email, and phone number. Oh my god. The amount of fucking people who actually give out that information. My girlfriend just gave the information over as soon as the girl asked for it. We were leaving the store. I remarked that I thought it was bullshit that she had to give away personal information to return a pair of shoes. She said it was not a big deal, but I didn't like it. All right. Why the fuck would you give somebody all that information? And just in case you're new to my podcast, just say, you can say no. Can I, I go out to buy shit all the time. Can I have your phone number? No. And I don't even try to make it nice. I just say no. And then they go, oh, okay. Why do you feel like you got to give them information? You're trying to buy something. I'm sorry, I can't sell you this unless I get your information. Well, then go fuck yourself. I'll buy it somewhere else. I don't even need it anyways. So anyways, he goes, next we go to American Eagle. You guys hit all the hot spot, huh? Then we went to Cinnabon. Next we went to American Eagle, where I had to return a shirt that was a gift. There was a long line for returns. Why'd you return the shirt? Did it not fit, or was it ugly as hell? Or was it both? As I was waiting in line, one of the employees comes up to me with a clipboard with a little form to fill out. Now, is anybody else kind of getting the prison camp vibe here? You're standing in line to get processed, and there's a guy coming up. And what is your name, please? Your phone number? I stopped the employee and asked her why she needed this information, and she says that it was to verify my purchase. How fucking dumb are people? You gonna verify my purchase? Well, here's the sales slips there, sweetheart. This verifies it. That's it. I don't know what to tell you. Why don't you and your clipboard, why don't you hold that clipboard between your little fucking beef curtains and take a fucking walk down the street? How about that, huh, sweetheart?
Your beef
curtains. There's no reason to use that type of language. Go fuck yourself. Huh? How about I fucking grab that ponytail and just no? Let's keep it clean this week, shall we, people? Anyway, he goes, before I could protest further, she said that I could just put my name on it. Oh, on the clipboard? When she walked away, I pulled out the gift receipt and said to my girlfriend, oh, here it is. Yeah, this is what verifies my purchase. Exactly. The clipboard employee wasn't as far away as I thought she was and heard me say, did I read that wrong? Yeah, heard me say this, and she began to explain further why I needed to give over the information. This is the part of the email I hate. He goes, I apologized and told her I realized it wasn't her and that it was just her company's policy that she was enforcing. She walked away again. I felt bad, so the next time I saw her, I apologized and said I realized that she was just doing her job, but she ignored me. She was probably pissed because it was the day after Christmas and I was causing her grief, but she would at least accept my apology, you bitch. I love how you go from being totally liberal and seeing somebody's fucking side of it to being, yeah, man up, you cunt. Anyway, I got up to the counter and there wasn't any further problems. The guy at the register just took my name and didn't ask me for anything. I felt as though I had a small victory against the big corporations. Then this week, I had to go back to the store to return a hat my girlfriend got. Did you guys not make Christmas lists? Or are all your relatives blind? There seems to be a lot of returning of gifts. This is hilarious. You're returning a hat that your girlfriend got you. Dude, how horrific was that hat? Can you please send me a picture of it if you took one before you returned it? Picture one of those a plaid Charlie Chaplin hat. I had the receipt, but again, the girl at the register asked me for my address and phone number. I said I didn't want to give that information to her. Immediately, panic sets in on her face, and she says that I have to. I said that I didn't have to the day after Christmas, and I wasn't going to now. Good for you. She calls over a coworker, and they both get defensive and hold to the idea that I have to give over my information in order to return a stupid hat, even though I had my receipt. I asked why, and they let me slide. Why had they let me slide on this before? They maintained that I had to give them my name, address, and phone number. So what did I do in the face of corporate opposition? I caved and I gave it to them. You fucking pussy. Dude, the second you saw the panic on their face, you knew that they were going to lose. Alright? He goes, I just don't get it, Bill. Why is a receipt not enough nowadays? It is enough. They say they need our personal information to verify a purchase. They're not, dude. They're not. Alright? All of that shit, all those little save, you know, you want to get one our discount store, they're creating a file on you. They figure out what you want to buy, what they can market towards you, and then they take that information and they sell it to other fucking companies. Even though they say they're not going to, they sell your information. Your information gets up on the internet, and that's why there's all these creepy websites out there right now that have all this fucking information about you, about, you know, how many siblings you have, your brothers and sisters' names. They all use that information to fucking... I'm telling you. Don't give them your information. You don't have to give them your information. And people out there who just have this fucking attitude towards these corporations, just sitting there going like, well, you know, what do they got? I mean, as long as you're not doing anything wrong, I mean, what do I care if they know where I live? What do I care? Just fucking morons. I don't even... I've explained this shit till I'm blue in the face, and then I always get these emails from these people. They just... I don't know. I can't even... I said something the other day. You know, I was sitting there listening. I was listening to sports radio. You know, because I'm a deep thinker, right? And this new guy got on sports radio out here in Los Angeles, and you know, he does what most people do when they have nothing to say, which is they just go over the top arrogant. You know what I mean? Like, he was talking about how he wanted to get some sort of sports coach or personality on the show, but he doubted he could get him as a guest because the guest hated him. And he goes, you know, because I disagreed with them on some... He was talking to a coach, And he was actually disagreeing with the fucking coach. He's disagreeing with the guy. And he goes, you know what the problem is, you know, he goes like, I'm just like such a good debater. I actually end up like convincing myself of my own opinion. He actually said that over the airwaves, and I just sort of muttered to myself that the confidence of morons is staggering. You know what I mean? Morons think they know everything. That's what makes them fucking morons. And like the emails I get with people who don't question the shit, which is, I don't know, like last week when I went off on my little fucking rant there, just some of the fucking emails I get. It's like people are sending me shit that kind of is backing up what I'm saying and then telling me that I sound like I have tinfoil on my fucking head. Which, obviously, I am out of my fucking mind on some level, but I'm not out of my mind when I don't trust corporations, and I don't trust them when they say, we're not going to do anything with this information. The other day I was in CVS, and I go to buy something, and the lady asked me, did I have a save card? And I said, no. She said, do you want one? And I said, no. And she goes, well, that's okay, and she swiped the fucking thing anyways. And I was like, lady, what did I just say to you? Now see, if I use my credit card, they'd have my name, and then to match up to that fucking number, what the hell I just bought, and just a little bit more information about me. And my question to all you people who have this faith in these corporations, why does that person do that? Why are they so hell-bent on trying to make that corporation less money in that moment? They give me this card. You know, like everybody has those cards, so you're not saving any fucking money. It's a big fucking shell game to make it seem, ooh, look, you're saving money. What they're really doing, they're like, hey, look at this hand over here, as you're giving them all your personal fucking information that they can then use to very least sell to other corporations, to increase junk mail, and also to limit your fucking level of privacy. The fact that they can put all that shit up on the goddamn internet. People have been sending me these random websites where they have like your name and your address, where you fucking live, and all this type of shit. It's like, how do you think that they get all that information? Do you think there's somebody sitting there with a phone book and just typing all of this shit in? I don't know. I don't fucking. If some, let's what kills me. If some fucking random creepy guy, you know, you're standing there waiting for the subway, came up to you, asked you what your name, your phone number, and your address was, would you give it to him? No. But for some reason, you're inside of a fucking store, and there's socks and sweaters, and somebody has a name tag. Now all of a sudden, you give them total fucking trust. You're out of your mind. So, sir, don't cave in. All right? All you get, just say that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. I want to speak to the manager. What they're doing, it's not legal yet. It's not legal yet, but I can guarantee you there's somebody lobbying for it that in Washington. There's some sort of fucking high-powered lobbying group, I swear to God, is probably lobbying that from here on out we need to have a law that if you're going to return a hat, you have to give us your name, your address, and your social security number, just so there's not another 9/11. Can guarantee it. So, yeah, you don't have to. That's actually one of the highlights of my day. What I do now is when they say, do you have a little Sadie Save card? And I say, no, I don't. Would you like one? No, I don't. I then say, and please don't swipe another one. You know? And then I try to pay with cash. I love cash. Cash is fucking anonymous. All you guys out there who are sitting there watching these commercials where they make it look like credit cards are so fucking easy, you're idiots. You're buying into exactly what they want you to buy into, which is a cashless society, so they can keep track of where you are at all fucking times and every last fucking dime that you make, so they can get their greedy little fucking hands on it. You're out of your mind, and you're giving up an unbelievable amount of fucking privacy by creating a paper trail everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, what you're doing, where you're at, you know? And the sea of morons who are going to sit there and go, well, if you ain't doing anything wrong, I mean, I guess maybe I'm a paranoid psycho. You look at all these fucking idiots who do reality TVs and they let cameras come into their house and they don't seem to care about it. Maybe the average jackass doesn't give a shit. But sir, for the love of God, you know, in the end he says, I'm not crying conspiracy. It's very plain to see what they're doing. It's not malicious or evil. Yes, it is. It is malicious, and it is evil, and it is a conspiracy. They're conspiring to get everybody's information, find out what they buy, and they're lying to you saying that they're not going to share the information. It's everything that you're saying it's not. It is. All right? And that's it. That's 2 weeks in a row I'm on the soapbox. See, people, don't you like it better when I talk about sports? What else? What else did I want to talk about? What else was a big... Oh, you know what I started to watch? I started to watch, before I came down, I'm taping this Sunday. I started to watch the Trump-Hillary debate. I mean, I just still cannot fucking believe these are our two choices. And, dude, Trump, I gotta give it up to Trump, dude. That guy's one-liners are just, for a politician, Jesus Christ, he's fucking... He kills. The guy fucking kills. He's great on his feet. He'd make a terrible president. He's got no idea what the fuck he's doing or what he's even talking about. It's just like the dope versus the devil. You know, and I know everybody, oh, that old fucking, you know, that shit that he said, I just go up and grab him by the pussy. I mean, nobody just does that. I felt bad for Billy Bush. You know, he was just sitting there. He's sitting there, some fucking unknown, 2005, you know. He's still kind of unknown. You know? Billy Bush, I'm going to talk about people who are in movies. He's not in a movie, you know? He's a talking head. Cut the guy a little slack. He's sitting there with the Don. The Don's talking shit. He's talking about women, you know, as guys do. I just walk right up and I kiss him. I grab him right by the pussy. You know, Billy's just like, this is Donald Trump. I mean, you know, you get caught up in the fame. Oh, yeah, grab him by the pussy. He just went along with it. You know, stay strong, Billy Bush. You shouldn't have deleted your fucking Twitter account, man. You should have hung in there. Fuck these people. They get mad for like 3 fucking days. You know what I mean? It's unfucking believable. He's gonna get more shit for that than fucking Hillary's gonna get for the goddamn, you know, classified fucking emails. Classified information through her own fucking email, and just somehow that all goes on the right. I cannot stand. I can tell when Hillary's lying too. That smile she does, you can see it in her eyes when she's lying. Trump is like, I just don't. He's like a fucking cartoon character. Like Alec Baldwin as Trump is more believable than Trump as Trump. That's how fucking nuts this guy is. So I started to watch it. Oh man, Trump had some funny ones. He said to Hillary, he said, if I was running this country, you'd be in jail. You know what's funny? To really see how hard Donald Trump goes, there's a clip, I don't know if you can still find it. The first time Donald Trump was on Letterman, and Rosie O'Donnell had said something about him, and he went off on Rosie O'Donnell, and he goes, well, you know, she's a degenerate, and like, it was just so over the top. Letterman was laughing, just going like, Donald, you just can't go around saying that about people. And he's just like, yeah, no, it's true, she's overweight. He just fucking, like, just no filter, just went right after him. And he hasn't changed at all since he's become a politician. Having said that, like, I you know, doesn't mean he's going to make a good president. He's just, you know, I can't get past how many overtly racist people love the guy, and that's always a major red flag. You know what the fuck it is with this fucking election? It's like you either got the guy that's gonna rally up the fucking neo-Nazis, the guy that rallies up the white guys that think that there's something being taken away from them, you know, or you got Hillary, you know, but he's actually, you know, or you got Hillary who's actually she's gonna be in bed with the corporate cunts. Up at the fuck, it's like a lose-lose. Either you got somebody like rallying up this fucking cesspool of people at the bottom, as far as mental, I'm not talking financially, mentally speaking, or you got Hillary who's just, you know, she's gonna give them their wars, she's gonna let the fucking robots be made and all that shit, you know. I don't know. I don't know what that, oh my god, it's just fucking, and her fucking pantsuits. That's the only thing I like about her. I love the pantsuit.
If I was a chick, I would wear fucking pantsuits. I mean, you gotta go with it. At some point, as a woman, you reach your pantsuit age, and you just gotta give into it. That's like a man. At some point, you gotta stop wearing your tank tops, and you gotta put on a sport coat. All right? Try to keep the carbs low. Do the best you can. You know, at some point, you just get to that fucking age. Like, that I see. I do have to say, though, this presidential election and these two choices is one of the most depressing fucking things I've been around in a long fucking time. I can't believe, I just can't fucking believe it's a reality TV show star or the fucking devil. Ooh. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, Ministry of Truth. Hey there, Billy. Hey there, Billy of Rights. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so fucking jet-lagged here. This podcast is really just fucking lagging here. Dragging, I should say. Lots of people are comparing Trump to Hitler. But back in December, Obama tried to quietly pass a bill that would allow the government, yeah, I saw this, have jurisdiction over news and outgoing information on all channels, i.e. TV, internet, radio. That includes you. You can read the fine print in the article below. Also, fuck all the people listening who haven't read the legislation but are already up in arms because it goes against who they cheer for. Amen to that. Amen to that. Everybody, like last night, all these fucking guys at this fucking award show, everybody trashing Donald Trump. Nobody brings up the fact that Obama basically signed something that is going to implement an incredible level of fucking censorship. Like they're basically going to decide what is real news and what is fake news. I mean, I'd like to think, because I openly admit that I don't read, and the shit that I say is just fucking absurd, that I would be, you know, exempt. But who knows? But like, people with blue ties do this shit all the fucking time, and that's what kills me about people who wear red ties and watch Fox News and the Hollywood people. Like, they just cannot see the bullshit. It's like listening to a fanatic Red Sox and Yankee fan. You know what I mean? You know, giving each other shit for buying titles and fucking abusing steroids. And it's like, no, we both did it. We both did it. We should hang our heads in shame collectively. All right, let me see if I can find this article. I don't really even want to fucking read this, because this is just so fucking... let's see. Today, I have signed into law S.2943, the National Defense Authorization Act for the fiscal year 2017. This act authorizes fiscal year 2017 appropriations principally for the Department of Defense and the Department of Energy national security programs, provides vital benefits for military personnel families. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And where do we get to the... Yeah, dude, I can't read all of this. I can't read all of this. I don't want to fucking... This will take me fucking 3 hours to read. This would have to be a part of a mini-series for me to read all of this. Okay, here's some shit in bold. The first priority is developing a whole of government strategy for countering the foreign propaganda and disinformation being waged against us and our allies by our enemies. Now that reads great, but it's basically, you know, they want, yeah, listen to our propaganda, not their fucking propaganda. You know, our version of what's going on is right, and their version is wrong. We're all fallible, we're all fucking human beings, but we don't make mistakes, they do. So, I don't know, it just gets back to all of that shit. And you know what, sir, you're never going to solve any of it. Everybody's just going to start fucking screaming at each other. And if you ever bring up something like that, people will call you a socialist and tell you to get the fuck out of the country. If you would ever even remotely suggest that this government would ever fucking lie. They all lie to their fucking people. Oh, God, Bill, shut up. Okay.
Dethroning the bankers. Dear Bill, I know how much you hate the banker cunts. I was wondering if you ever considered getting into Bitcoin. The decentralized nature of the currency creates no need for central banks controlling everything. I'd suggest creating a Bitcoin wallet and playing around with a small amount of Bitcoin to learn how the system works. It's the most exciting thing in technology and finance since the invention of the internet. Love the podcast. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. And he's nice enough to leave the Wikipedia Definition. Either that or Andrew Themelis. Let me know what this is. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer payment system and digital currency introduced as open source software in 2009 by pseudonymous developer Satoshi Nakamoto. Dude, Japanese people got the best fucking names. Satoshi Nakamoto. It's a fucking killer name. Bill Burr. Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto. How would you say that if he scored a goal? I can't do it. All right. Let me just continue here. ADD. It's a wonderful thing. It's cryptocurrency, so called because it uses cryptography. Oh, Jesus, to control the creation and transfer of money. Eventually, Bitcoin capitalized refers to the technology and network, whereas lowercase bitcoins refers to the currency itself. Yeah, well, the big problem with this is it's created by human beings. I don't think that bankers are necessarily evil. I just think that they are more evil than I am. They're in a position to absolutely devastate everyone walking the planet. International bankers have that ability. But I really think that the more I don't know, the more I read up on it and stuff, it's just a bunch of greedy cunts. And like somebody's saying right now, the big conspiracy is that they're going to try to bankrupt all currencies to eliminate all wealth on the planet and then come back with the new currency. And well, I know that they're not going to eliminate their own wealth. So they're going to make everybody on the planet broke except for them, and they're going to survive. Now, maybe they could do it, but how do you pull that off? That seems like that would have a very finite life before people were just like, all right, I don't know about you guys, but there's like 9 people left in the world that can afford a 3-piece suit, and it's not any one of us 7 billion. What do you say we go over there and beat them with their pocket watches? You know, it's eventually would not happen. I don't know. Yeah, I would just like to go back to just open bartering, just trading shit. Hey, I'll give you this shirt for that sandwich. I got plenty of shirts. Fuck. I went hungry again, but look at my waistline. I look awesome. All right, I'll read up on it, sir. I'll look up on it. I'll look up on it. I'll read up on it, and I'll look it up. How about that? I'll do both of those things. I'll look it up, and then I'll read up on it. A lot of up going on there. All right, donation currency. Hey, Bill, long-time listener. Love the show. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get right to the point. The person wrote blah, 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 blah. What do you think I'm doing? Let's get right to the point. You should think about adding another way of donating on your website. Bitcoins. Why is that? You have fans in places so fucking strange that you don't even know where it is on the goddamn globe. Go fuck yourself. I know where most places are on the globe, and I know their capitals. At least I used to. It's in my head somewhere. They use different currency, which might be a problem. Bitcoin is providing an easy way to... This is a commercial? An easy way to transfer wealth. Use it and welcome to the 21st century. By the way, I'm from Poland. It's really cold in here. It's a second language, all right. I would think that if whoever starts Bitcoin, if they don't get murdered in the next calendar year, then it's just started by the bankers. Or they're just going to buy it up. They'll sell out, right? I don't know. I'm not going to fucking start using a new currency. All right? I saw what happened with the euro. I'm going to go with Bitcoin that started by some fucking hippie Japanese guy. Or even worse, a businessman Japanese guy. Ah, Jesus Christ. You can't tell me they're not still upset by the 2-piece we gave them back in the 40s. All right. French Revolution and bankers. Hi there, Billy Bandwagon. I've been a fan of the Monday Morning Podcast for a while now, and you were on the Crab Feet podcast. Oh yeah, with Jay Lawson on the All Things Comedy Network. Everybody. He said it reminded me of something. Pre-revolution France was almost identical to the way the U.S. is now. Oh God, I hate when people keep predicting the demise of this country like they're giving us some sort of insight. Like people in this country can't see it coming. All right? I'm not saying every mouth-breathing moron sees it coming. You know, anybody who has any sort of intelligence, we see it coming. Okay? All right there, Mr. fucking rubbing your goddamn chin. Actually, he's probably an American, too. All right, France in 1787 had grinding poverty, tax inequality, and was nearly bankrupt from the 7 Years' War. And then he writes, familiar? Question mark. I'm not even going to read this fucking thing. You're already so up your own ass. Wow, I never looked at it that way. Wait, does history repeat itself? Gee, you're really onto something here, sir. Good fucking Lord. You know what's funny about this type of shit? Is this probably isn't even this person's thought. They're probably just regurgitating something else that they've read from a website, which I do all the fucking time. I do the exact same thing you're doing here, sir, except I don't go, familiar? Some people are confused. Why can't people just present a fucking an opinion without like patting themselves on the back about how fucking smart they are all the time? You know, you're a fucking moron just like me. Okay,
Sounds
I'm gonna read this
familiar.
and I'm gonna skip over. Familiar? Does that ring a bell? Pot calling the kettle? With your fucking smoking jacket, you cunt.
It's your
All right, here
fucking
we go.
smoking jacket,
Jesus
you cunt.
fucking Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right. He goes, familiar? It should be. The modern U.S. actually has worse wealth and tax inequality than 1787 France and even pre-fall of Rome. Dude, this is all old shit. I've already heard this theory a zillion times before you present it. And, you know, and I'm not going to fucking read this and get all fucking depressed because I understand this. This is why I got out of conspiracy theory and just got a dog and I'm sitting here watching the bread and circus of fucking sports like I never have before because there's no way out of this. Rather than present this shit to me, I want you to write back to me and give me your solution. You give me the fucking solution rather than pointing out the fucking obvious as you rub your goddamn chin. All right?
Well, sounds familiar.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right, sorry. Just having such a great goddamn day. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Byrne. It's the Monday Morning Podcast. Sorry, for the fucking March 2nd. I gotta tell you something. Oh, I'm coming out of the gate this week, people. I just did like 8 minutes. A great fucking 8 minutes, a great fucking riff, the whole goddamn thing. And then I look down and the fucking goddamn stupid ass fucking thing isn't even on. You know why? This is the exact same fucking device. I had the Olympus LS10, now it's the Olympus 14. And wouldn't you fucking know? They couldn't just leave well enough alone. They gotta add like 20 fucking steps and some stupid broad's fucking voice in there telling me what I know I'm doing. So I fucking riff for like 8 fucking minutes and I find out the thing isn't even fucking recording. I hate technology. Okay? I don't understand why do we keep going forward. Alright? We got enough shit. This is as comfortable as it's gonna fucking get. Why can't we just have this shit and this is how it fucking works? And when you figure something out, you know how it fucking works. Jesus fucking Christ. I told you guys, and I fucking will never stop bitching about these things. I fucking was talking on my podcast saying how, you know, I needed a new pair of fucking headphones one week, right? So some fucking person who listens to the podcast ended up sending me a pair of fucking wireless fucking headphones. Wireless fucking headphones. And I gotta tell you, I've never had more fucking problems with something in my life. I'm fucking sitting there. My whole life, headphones fucking work. You plug them into something that's charged. The headphones never... The amount of fucking times I sat there with my phone listening to fucking music. My phone is charged, and then the headphones went out, and I couldn't listen. It's just fucking... Why did you add that step? Electronic pencil sharpeners and all that shit, and now it's just something that's gonna fucking... That drives me up to... The other one, the other pencil sharpener, you could buy a pencil sharpener once, and you can have that thing for 100 fucking years. And little kids could walk out and be like, oh, this was my grandfather's. When he used to, you know, fucking sharpen pencils, and then when he built stuff. When we still had good wood in this country. Right? It wasn't all wet because it was brand new fucking trees. It was old shit.
You went away because it's brand new
I was in
trees.
such a great fucking mood. completely changed the whole fucking vibe of this goddamn thing. Anyways, relax. Calm down. Let me try to get back to where I was. I was in such a fucking great mood because I'm back out here in Los Angeles. Let me make sure this thing's recording. Let me make sure everything's okay. The goddamn nerve center here, you know? Fuck. All right, from Turkey. I'm sick of being called a delusional conspiracy theorist by my family and my lady. He said, I live in the Republic of Turkey. Maybe you've heard that there was a coup here last year. Yes, I did. I put it in quotation because it was the most pathetic attempt in Turkish history. So it didn't go down like the Ukraine. Long conspiracy short, your guys were losing control of our guys, whom they installed here to have a nice little proxy to the lovely oil desert downtown. Desert's downtown. I already love how this person is thinking. So they try to pull the carpet from under our guys, because God knows they can't pass aggression wars in your Congress anymore, since you American citizens are woke as fuck now, thankfully. I guess we're not, because I don't know what any of this means. By the way, you don't write like you're from Turkey, like this is your second language. You're using like really high-level slang for someone who lives on the other side of the world. Anyways, this pathetic coup attempt created a lot of turmoil here. I mean, it would be less destructive if it succeeded, because now through their paranoia, they are going full apeshit, which turns Turkey to a bittersweet heaven for conspiracy theorists like myself with all the stuff going on. All right, well, there's no fucking way I'm reading your name so you don't end up in a jail if you actually are from Turkey. I can deal with my family's indifference to all this, and my friends are most like me regarding these subjects. But the fact that my girl stonewalls me, goes, yeah, doll, okay, really annoys me down deep. Of course it does. Anytime you're passionate about an opinion and somebody just goes, oh, really? Okay, sweetheart. Forget about it if it's a woman that you have feelings for. She is a totally dope chick in every other aspect. Dude, you're not from Turkey. You're not from Turkey, but I'll continue with this. Fun to hang out, hates the movies and music I hate, has C-cup fun pillows that were sculpted by God himself for my palms, but I can't help lose respect for her when it comes to her not giving a single shit about politics and stuff. She's convinced she doesn't get affected by them for some reason, and it doesn't matter. I'm curious how you dealt with this feeling. Also, I'm very interested in how you reach information about the world and what news outlets you trust. From Turkey with love to you and Nia. All right, well, let's say you're from Turkey. Very impressive. Your English and your slang. You're actually better at my language than I am. All right, here's what you have to understand as a conspiracy theorist, is that you're really you're a lot to deal with, and you really wear people out. This is what I learned when I went down the rabbit hole, which I got out of a good 2-3 years ago, is that as much as you don't trust what the fuck people are telling you, which is really common sense, and I'm not saying there's a bunch of fucking crazy people living under a mountain pulling the strings, but what I'm saying is that everybody is spinning this shit because everybody has their own agenda. So you don't, like, if you fucking showed up to a 2-car accident, okay, both people are going to spin it in a way, even if one person was 100% right, they're still going to spin it. So there's no fucking way that, they can be perceived. They're going to spin it just because the other person is spinning it, just to offset their spinning of it. It's like listening to that whole fucking Russia hacked into our shit. You're going to listen to the Democrats spinning it, the Republicans spinning it, the CIA spinning it, and then fucking Russia, their spin on it. So at the end of it, who the fuck knows what happened? I just love how our country is acting like we don't spy on Russia, and we don't try to influence elections around the fucking world, and we haven't placed people in power, taken people out, and all of that. It's fucking hilarious. All of a sudden it happens to us, and it's a big goddamn tragedy. So, I would say, respect the fact that she's not into politics. I'm envious of people that can then, I kind of did that after a while. Like, after a while, it's just like you're screaming into a tornado.
All right? It's way bigger than you are. There are people out there that have the ability and the influence to fucking, I guess, turn shit around, but I'm not that guy. I'm just some fucking guy ruining your beer at a bar by bringing all my delusional, paranoid fucking thoughts, whether I'm right or not, which I was probably right on a few things, like Mel Gibson in that movie where he drove the taxi cab. I was probably right about a few fucking things, but I don't know what they are. So all you're doing is just annoying the shit out of people, and I have to be honest with you, if your girl actually loves you and she's to the point of responding of, yeah, doll, okay, I think you've probably worn her down. I bet she didn't say that in the beginning. She probably listened to it, and you probably freaked her out, and you don't have a solution. You're just saying all this fucking shit that's just going to ruin her day. So maybe that's her defense mechanism. And what I'm doing is I'm not going Dr. Phil here and just siding with the woman, because I don't have a female audience, unlike that fucking dishonest cunt, right? You need to do what she says. Woo! When you look, ladies, when you look at Dr. Phil, when you honestly look at that man, do you see somebody, do you not see how volatile a human being that guy is? Can you just imagine living with that man when he loses his shit? Just imagine that semi-bald head and face just beet red screaming at you. His spittle getting caught in his mustache. Just imagine that. And he's a big man, too. Okay? I'm telling you. I know he's got that southern drawl, and you just think everybody's a fucking gentleman. You know? The way women love a foreign fucking accent. I guess guys like it, too. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, let's get back to this guy. To lose respect for the fact that somebody's not into what the fuck you're into is, that's a sign, you know. It'd be one thing if she just didn't give a fuck about, I don't know. I'd have to know who the fuck she was. That could just be a defense mechanism where it's just like, whatever, doesn't affect my life. You know, I've done that with global warming and all of that type of shit. I've just started to block it out because there's nothing I can do to get people to, I don't even know what the fucking solution is. The only solution I have is to fucking exterminate most of us, 90% of us, and then just fucking everybody sits in a ball and hopes that everything that we've put into the earth and into the air kind of goes away after a while. That's the only solution I have, which I don't think that's going to work. So, I don't know. I just, you know, I try to fucking do whatever the fuck I can do, which is, you know, I don't know. See, dude, this is why people don't like... See, you literally bringing this up has brought me to a dark fucking place. And your email alone just told me that... Just got me to say that we need to exterminate 90% of the people on the fucking planet. How insane is that? How are you going to do that, Bill? Are you going to do that to babies, too? Or you're not going to do babies, but you're going to kill all those fucking parents, and then what? You're going to have the most giant fucking nursery? Like, it all unravels. The whole fucking thing. That's why I kind of stopped doing the conspiracy theory thing, even though I still throw it out there because it's fun. And I also don't believe a fucking word anybody's telling me when it comes to that shit. You know, one-on-one, you know, if I sat down with somebody and there's not cameras around, then I feel like they can really be honest with me. But the second you're on TV, you know, it's only so honest you could be. So, I don't know. I would probably guess that on some level you're a lot to be around during certain news stories. And I think you should lighten up a little bit. Take your girlfriend out, go get a fucking ice cream, and enjoy the fact that someone as beautiful as you're saying she is actually can tolerate you and your fucking theories. All right? Having said that, if I ever go to Turkey, I'll definitely have a beer with you, and then I'll go fucking toe for toe with you with conspiracy theories. All right, and thank you for listening to the podcast. What happened? What happened to the public schools? Was it the computers? Is that what it was? Everybody had to have a tablet, a laptop, some sort of interface. Is that what happened? And went right through the fight, and then all of a sudden we couldn't keep up with China. How the fuck is China beating us? The overhead of a fucking billion people alone. I mean, we should get everything at a 60% discount over here as far as educating our own people. Does it make any sense? Does any of it make any fucking sense? Does it make any sense how so many people are fucking struggling out there and they just keep building these luxury apartments and these fucking giant goddamn houses? Right? And they always, it's money from Russia, it's money from China, it's oil money from the Middle East. Now listen, I don't know what to do about China, I don't know what to do about Russia, and I don't know what to do about the Middle East, but that's not going to stop me from telling you what to do about all these things. I just ate. Why is my stomach grumbling? This is all you got to do for the Middle East, okay? All we do is you embrace solar power. That's it. How do we do that? How do we do that with the oil companies? If somebody if we actually went in a solar direction, wouldn't a bunch of planes start crashing that had the leaders of the solar movement on them? Yes, that would definitely happen. They would definitely take them out. So what do? This is what you do. You give the sun to the oil people. Okay? You draw up a contract and you say the sun is yours. All right? Now what are they going to do with the sun? They can't put it out. They can't touch it. It'll burn their fucking hands. But they just make the money off the fucking the solar power. Okay? And they could just somehow handle that those people in the Middle East are sitting on a bunch of goop that they can make money off of. They could just seamlessly fucking walk away from that shit. If I was president, I would literally give oil companies federal fucking grants to fucking get the solar thing going. You guys own the sun. I would just keep walking, but you own the sun. And they'd be saying, but what about the stuff with the Middle East over? Dude, fuck that stuff. All right? You know what that stuff is? That stuff's like it's like an Atari. It's like the Reebok pump. Nobody gives a shit. Okay? This is the new shit. This is the new shit. We're giving you the fucking sun, son. You understand that? You own the center of this solar system. All right? And every fucking little bit of heat that comes off that thing that trickles down onto my freckled, bald goddamn head, you own. You put a fucking meter right on my back, I don't give a shit, okay? And I know what you guys are thinking. Bill, this doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't give a shit. Listen to me. Hear me out. You give these people the sun. You give them the goddamn sun. All right? And then what? What happens over in the Middle East? They're sitting on all of this fucking goop. All right? And all of a sudden, it's not worth diddly squat. Okay? And all of a sudden, the bills start piling up. They don't know what to do. They start selling their properties over here. They want to give money to the terrorist groups. They don't got the money to do it. You fucking bleed them dry. And that's it. And then they go back to doing whatever the fuck they want to do over there. God forbid they live their lives the way they want to live it over there. God forbid they're not into Jesus and Starbucks. God for fucking bid. They want to walk around in some clothes that are actually functional for the part of the world they live in. You just leave them the fuck alone. And then all they got to do is just keep driving around in cars and all of that shit. So they'll make a lot less money. But they won't have us over there going, hey, you should do this and you should do that. We just get the fuck out of there. Then we're over here. Solar powered everything. Right? Just think about everything. Think about your shirt. Solar powered. Everything. Everything fucking solar powered. I know what you're thinking. Well, Bill, what happens at night? You go to bed. What do people do in Alaska during the winter? Fuck them. We gotta get out. We gotta get out of that place. If it's the last thing we ever do. It's bankrupting us. It's making very few people a ton of fucking money. It is bankrupting us. We're not gonna, you cannot solve that shit, okay? So, now that we know you can't solve it, because I said you can't solve it without doing any research, now that I've established that as a fact on my own podcast, the only other reason to be over there is they're sitting on all that goop. But now we don't need the goop. The goop is on fire. We don't give a fuck. Keep it. Right? You give the sun to the oil companies. That's it. Just go total solar power. You know? Jimmy Carter, that Georgia peanut farmer, he said it 40 years ago. He said, we are addicted to oil. We just kept going and going and going. And now look at us. Now look at us. Spending all this fucking money over there. They're giving it to the cunts that are shooting shit at us, right? And then we're shooting back at them. They're making all this money. And then they come over here and they buy a 50,000 square foot house. Overlooking our shit? Hey, we overlook you. We're up on the hill, not the other way around. Huh? You give them the sun. Oh, God, you guys, I'm telling you, I would have that. I would fucking sell those oil guys. I would have a meeting under a mountain, wherever the fuck you meet with these fucking people that really run shit. You know, you're underneath the mountain, you got this fucking underwater waterfalls and shit, right? There's like these Planet of the Apes fucking things walking or whatever the fuck goes on underneath that thing, right? And you just tell them, is that shit? Oh, I can't do a waterfall. What am I fucking, the dude from Police Academy? I can't do that sound effects. Gentlemen, I came underneath this mountain tonight to give you the sun. I'm sorry, I don't have my proper recording equipment here. I can't do my Illuminati meeting. You give him the fucking sun. Give him the sun. Give him the fucking sun. Boop, 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 boop. That's what I would do. Instead of going over there talking about evildoers and doers of evil and fucking this, that, and the other, you pack the whole fucking shit up. That's it. Pack it all up. You send over 10 cargo planes. You bring the men and women of the armed forces. You bring them home. Right? You say you can keep your goop. You can keep your sand. But I want some of those cool clothes. I like the clothes they wear over there. The giant open-ended onesie. Whatever the fuck you call it. I think those things are cool, man. I want one of those. Can I buy one of those without offending Muslims? Could I talk my way out of a beheading if I put one of those on? Just like, look, man, I'm a redhead. It was hot out. Look how pasty I am. What am I supposed to do? Let me get in my face. You blew it. That's it. That's all I wanted to say today. Give the oil companies the sun. You give it to them, and then the whole fucking thing is over. Whatever. I believe I can fly. You give them the sun, everybody. I'm telling you, that would turn this country around. Turn this country around. Just give them the sun. That's it. So anyways, I flew the other day. Flew up along the coast. Went by the Pacific Palisades. And you're just sitting there looking. That's the whole give them the sun shit came from. I looked, I said, look at that fucking house they're building. This house was the size of this house. I looked at it and I said to the instructor, I go, that looks like they're building a fucking mall that I would never go into. Going like, that's going to be too crowded. And it was somebody's house. It was going to cost $500 million. And there was some prince of some fucking country in the Middle East, you know, was going to move. That's like his fucking house on the other side of the world. That's his cottage. And that right there, I was just like, how much fucking money are we giving to these people? It's time to give the oil companies the sun. That's all you do. So they're still in control of everything. You know, they could give us empty threats. Well, shut it off! You know, like they could do it. All right, global warming scam. All right. Global warming scam. Okay, this is like something that people keep sending me. And they keep sending it to me as if my opinion has any sort of scientific background. I'm just basing it on scientists. That's all I'm basing it on. And that fucking 2.5 times the size of Texas and 2 miles deep swirl of garbage in the fucking Pacific Ocean. And then how just about every fish has some degree of plastic in their fucking system. Okay, but none of that has to do with temperature. I love your show. It's really refreshing to hear someone in show business actually talk about some very important social pertinent things. When the fuck do I ever do that? Like what, football? Three-toed sloths? Flopping your dick on the bar? These are important to you? I agree with everything you talk about on your show. I don't need you to. He goes, except, or she says, he or she, except global warming. The global warming scam is another system of control. I agree we should stop using oil and coal. These carbon sources are highly polluting and release toxins and mercury into the biosphere, but this has nothing to do with global warming. I know you love documentaries. God, can you guys just stop being maybe I'm taking it in a country way. I know you love documentaries. God knows you don't read. He's probably right. Look up global warming swindle on YouTube. A little taste into the global warming rat hole. There's a ton of other information on the web that exposes this bullshit scam. Good luck and looking forward to hear what you have to say about this. See, I don't get that. I'm supposed to just look up a bunch of shit that all agrees with the other side and then the other side's wrong? That's like me saying to you, look up all this shit about global warming and how we're affecting the climate. And I'm looking forward to see what you have to say. I would think that the fact that in France all the leaders of the world just got together with all these scientists and all that, and even on the right, they've been saying it's bullshit from day one. From day one, they were saying it's fucking bullshit. Even they finally came out and they said, yeah, we are affecting it. And then they were like, but it's too late to do anything now. Like, that's what they came out with. So why would they be doing that?
Alright guys, I'm gonna get up out of here for a while.